Are we?
What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea Show. I'm accompanied here by the panel of Ahmed, Winner, Surfer, Real Chris, and Oliver. We have a splendid show for you guys today, but before we go ahead and get going, admin stuff as usual. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are like 50 subscribers away from hitting our 2K mark. Please help us achieve that goal. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you are smashing the like button so it helps YouTube's algorithm get us out there to more channels, to more viewers, so that we can hit that 2K goal. Hit the bell notification so that you know when we're going live, and especially when we're late like today. I'm sorry about that. Be sure to check out the links in the description for everyone's content, socials, as well as our Discord server. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And check out the memberships. We have 4 different tiers starting at 99p or 99 cents for the Americans. Pretty affordable. You get some cool emojis that come with it. We're going to get an emoji update soon as well. I plan on doing that for you guys. And yeah, that's all the household things I have to say. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to Santiago, Surfs, everyone, our members, Little Chris as well. Little Chris, Big Chris, Real Chris. Sorry, I read your message and I said Little Chris. Little Real Chris. But all right, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. We'll start off with the news about a sponsorship deal. So here we have from Footy Insider, Chelsea are prepared to significantly drop their asking price for a front of shirt sponsor to around 25 to 28 million pounds per season. Following tweet also says, breaking, Chelsea are looking for just 25 million pounds for shirt sponsor, and will include their women's teams as part of the package. And no one has mentioned this, but also, as Surfer pointed out backstage, it's only going to be for a 1-year deal as well. Shirts will be coming out without the sponsorship deal, which I am personally going to get one myself. But that being said, is it annoying that there's no sponsor? Are you guys frustrated? Personally, I don't really care as long as we get one. But I mean, I don't know if you guys want to share your opinion on the whole sponsorship thing.
You're an absolute legend now, aren't you? You know what it is? Honestly, as long we know in the long term we're planning to get a good deal sponsorship once we try and aim to get back into UCL football. I know that's pretty sure everyone here knows that's the aim of the game this season coming up. So I'm not too worried. You know what I'm saying? If we can get 25 million for it, it's fine. We've already made a lot of sales already, to be honest. We've already got Oman Air deal. We've got a couple of deals already lined up for other stuff. Obviously, the big shirt sponsor is a big thing, but I think it'll be all right. We'll get one eventually.
I'm not too bothered, really, to be honest. Like, well, yeah, like having a sponsor helps us get a bit of money, like 25 million, like over there. But looking at the kit and everything, I prefer a kit without a sponsor. You know, it looks better, but it doesn't really bother me too much. I know I'm not like stressing over a sponsor on Chelsea because got bigger things to worry about, like our midfield issue and all that. But like, no, yeah, we'll get a sponsor soon. It won't be a big sponsor because we're not in Champions League football and stuff, and we want a sponsor for 1 year as well. So that's kind of like a little bit harder too. A couple fell through as well because the Premier League didn't like it and all that, but. So
yeah,
yeah.
fish to fry. He said Chris is saying bigger fish to fry. Shout out to you, Chris. Bro. I like that.
By the way, I mean, the sponsors are paying us. I guess we're setting a price for how much it would cost to be in the front of shirts. So just to not get confused, we're not paying people to be on our shirt. They're paying us to be on the shirt. Obviously, it's less enticing because we're not in Champions League. But go ahead, Ahmed.
So do we have the armband sponsor still? Or I know Blue Whale left
Wilfin?
us. Yeah, because I know Wilfin left us because they got broke. But is there like another company that we've changed that to, or that I'm aware of?
That's a good question. I'm not aware of it.
Thank you for letting me know. That's what I was asking. Yeah.
I know we still have Trivago, and I was actually going to ask, do you guys know how long we have Trivago for?
Don't know. So that's the training kit. I don't know.
Yeah, and those training kits are great, by the way. Like those training. I mean, speaking of the kits, actually, let's go on to the next topic. And I wanted to get you guys' opinion on the new kits. They came out and they're on the players now. And I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of impressed. They look pretty nice. Here we got Dennis Wise and Roberto Di Matteo with the kits on them. Yeah, they look really nice. It looked horrible in the pictures we saw, but yeah, like I actually contemplating getting myself one without the sponsor. I actually like it without the sponsor. It might look better without the sponsor, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
guys think of the new kit, man? Well, Chris, you go ahead. You
Well,
start.
I think it looks like, a classic. It's plain, it's basic. What I like about kits as well, when they keep it basic and stuff, like blue, white, gold, blue, and everything like that, I like about it. Even when I was showing my friend, like, he's a Man United supporter, he said, oh, damn, I think about like getting a Chelsea kit because how clean it looks. Because we don't really see too many clean kits like often lately because they're trying to do too much stuff with it, like making it look crazy and everything, trying to
Sure.
design it and all that. I love it when it's like this and basic and stuff. I like the badge; it's alright. The badge isn't too bad. It's a little bit shiny, like on Enzo and Sterling. I don't know what it's about, but I don't
Like a
know.
holographic kind of thing.
It's a shiny badge. It's a shiny badge, so it's like silver. So like whenever you move around the sunlight, will change color essentially.
Yeah, even it's like green now.
But here you can see like there's like a design on it, but it's not like a color design. It's like more of a in the fiber, in the ingrained in the actual texture, a texture design. There you go. Which I think it looks cool. I'm a fan actually. I like it. Maybe I would have wanted something on the collar. Like I did like the collar from last season. Maybe a white collar would have been nice touch here, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, considering the howlers that Nike has had with some of our home kits in previous seasons, I'll take this. But yeah, Ahmed, what do you think of the kit, man? You think you're going to get yourself a home kit? I can't hear you, Ahmed. You're muted.
Oh, you know what, man? Listen, man, I might as well just get myself a Somali kit because that's pretty much the same. So no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I think it's a good kit. Don't get me wrong. It's all right. It's better than. Is it better than last season's? Probably, I would say. I feel like the best kit for me of the Nike has always been the 1921, the one that you won the league, the Champions League with. Sorry, 2021. That one, right? Yeah, it's 2022.
That one, really? I thought that one was pretty basic.
No, that's the best. Now, listen, man. Simple. Sometimes it's better to be simple than to not be. You know, like
Marshall, do you remember the 2021-22 kit with like the zigzags and the checkers and the neon stripe?
That one was too much. That one's a pattern, but it had no consistency.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, though. It tried to do too much. When you keep it simple, you just know what you're getting, and it looks a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to digest on the eyes.
Wait. Ahmed, the Chelsea kit with the checkers, is that the kit I'm thinking of? Or
yeah, I can show it to you guys if you want to bring it.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
No,
it was awful.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one before, the one you
saw. Right, okay.
Which was like completely blue. You had this little dark blue like side on it, which said, like,
chat.
which is called like the
I really like this kit.
Even like no, but I'm saying this one's my favorite one currently. Though. This is my
favorite. Wait, Chris, it was the season where we had the Crystal Palace third kit. That season.
Okay.
Yeah, that Crystal Palace third kit was horrible. Oh my god, that was a terrible kit.
Oh, listen, don't hate on that. I love that, man.
Hey, listen. Who can forget? Who can forget Giroud's perfect hat trick and penalty in that kit, man? Gotta love it.
Yeah. So, is the kit available for you guys in the UK?
No,
or
it's
is
not.
this like what is this
No.
date?
16th, I think.
It is literally not available until the 16th of August.
Oh, no, yeah, it's about that.
Okay, so on the 16th of August, even if we don't have a sponsor, we can still buy sponsorless kits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
And what Andrew was saying backstage, debating whether potentially if we get a sponsor.
Backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
Sorry, I mean, you said backstage. Triggered.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, we were just kind of speculating that perhaps if they get a sponsor before that August 16th, that they could bring the date forward to start releasing those shirts and make the money from the sponsor. So maybe that could be a thing.
Speaking of shirts, I did forget to mention, guys, I got my first Chelsea kit. I mean, I'm sure some of you noticed, but I got my first Chelsea kit, and we got Chris.
Oh, full screen yourself, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I do like the back
though.
I'm getting Thiago
Let me
Silva
also
this
release
kit.
myself from my freaking prison here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we got Thiago Silva in the back.
Not Mason
Yeah,
Mount.
it's nice. No, fuck Mason Mount. Why the fuck would I ever get Mason Mount? Are you kidding me,
Mason
man?
Mount,
What
legend.
happened to your boy Kai Havertz, bro? What happened to your boy Kai Havertz?
I have a Kai Havertz kit. I just don't have it with me. It's in possession of another Kai, actually. Gotta go get that.
All right.
If he has it, even he may have burned it for all I know. And it's also the third kit. I like the third kits. I've always been a fan of the third kits. But yeah, so one thing I wanted to mention here that I thought was funny. Havertz and Aspie were involved in this photo shoot with the new kits and indicated that the photo shoot has been done a long time ago, but they clearly knew that there would be no Mount. He's nowhere to be seen in this photo shoot.
The strange thing,
some jabs to throw.
The strange thing I find as well is that they must have known at that time that there'd be no sponsor because there's no sponsor on those shirts.
No, because remember, this has probably got done.
That's a fair point, Cooper.
Probably got done in April or May, probably. Right? This doesn't get done like it's not done on the holiday period of the season. So at that point, obviously, there was no sponsor. They could probably edit it in, via how they do that.
Oh, if they edit it, fair enough. Then.
Yeah, that's what they usually do, right? But obviously, there isn't one now. So,
Andrew, what did you think of the kit? You like it? Or
I believe
don't really
it's.
care.
I believe it's based off the, and I'm going to shock a lot of people. During the 90s, early 2000s, kids clubs used to keep their kits for 2 seasons instead of changing them every season. Yeah. So I'm going to shock a lot of people there. So I think it's based off. The design is sort of based off the kit that we had between 97. To 99, where we won the Cup Winners' Cup.
I've got that,
and finished third in the league the season after. That's why he had like Di Matteo. And by the way, guys, learn your Chelsea history. I saw this. Dennis Wise, when anyone said anything, I saw a tweet. He said, "Who's that guy next to Di Matteo?"
Oh.
Dennis Wise, you puke. So learn your history,
yeah,
like that.
Yo, 405 merchant, yeah.
Oh, Dennis Wise, but yeah. So I think it's based off a design like that, especially with the sort of white bit actually where the collar is. So I think there's a white on the back and sort of on the sleeves and everything like that.
On the armpit,
on the yellow section as well.
Yeah, so that's where the design sort of is taken from there. That's why it was like a 90s thing. They kept coming up saying it, so it's based off that.
Yeah, that's what the whole campaign was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. We did discuss that last stream, but
how the hell did we get to Nintendo are going to be sponsoring us? Like, god damn!
Well, that's the first leak was a Game Boy.
Yeah, but a Game Boy didn't come out in the 90s, didn't it? It first came out in late 80s.
I think
it came out in the 90s.
That design.
See, this thing came out in the 90s. Yeah, no, I have one.
I think
ladies and gents, it's foreign technology. It's a great piece of technology.
Yeah,
but
I think it doesn't mean it had to come out in there. Maybe it was just more. It got popular in the 90s. That's all.
No,
the first Game Boy came out in 1989, so the 80s.
Yeah, but that was what they had on the thing was one of those Game Boy Colors or the Game Boy
worldwide.
Pocket.
It would have come out in the 90s in the different countries. So.
Fair enough.
Wait, is that true? Nintendo have only supported Fiorentina? And it was
they did.
Yeah, they did.
There was
Nintendo rarely support. Nintendo really rarely do like sponsorships like abroad. They usually do like in-house sponsorships within their own country or like whenever it's like a major event worldwide. They'll probably sponsor like World Cup. Like the Women's World Cup, for example, like they actually sponsor.
I mean, to be fair to Nintendo, they don't really need to advertise themselves. Everyone kind of knows who they are, so.
Sure.
Jordan Henderson actually is going Saudi, guys. You know that, right? Damn, yeah.
That's great. That can be on the Liverpool channel.
Oh my bad.
That could be on the Premier League transfer news show, not the Chelsea one. But all right, on that topic. Well, not on that topic actually. Changing topic from that topic. Let's another Chelsea legend leaves the club.
This is crazy. You are. This is hilarious.
Another Chelsea legend is gone. He's departed. I meant to talk about this last week or on Sunday, but we didn't get around to it, so I figured I'd bring it up this time. Official. Baba Rahman has left Chelsea and completed permanent transfer to Greek club. Is that PAOK or PAOK? I don't know.
It's PAOK. It's a Greek.
PAOK. Okay. Yeah, I've only know the club. I don't know anything about them. Where he spent time on loan in 2021. Baba Rahman, was a pleasure. Sorta. Good luck with
I've-
everything.
I've got a question for you guys, except Ahmed, because
Sure.
I think I told Ahmed this. But now that he's left the club, do you want to know now who the longest tenured Chelsea player is?
Kepa?
It's Kepa, man.
No, it's not Kepa. It's not Kepa.
What?
What do you mean it's not Kepa?
It's not
Who is
Kepa.
it?
Who is it?
It's Ethan Ampadu.
Oh, get lost,
Yeah.
man. Nah.
What do you mean get
No.
lost? He counts.
Is it really Ethan Ampadu?
No, he doesn't count. He's never been a first team.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter, bro. He's
It
been
does.
there, though.
It does
He's
matter,
been
man.
training.
He spent
Neither
more
was
time
Pep-
on loan.
neither was-
He has spent more time on loan than at Cobham. Okay, that's just
What
ridiculous.
about Babarama? So was he.
He's gone.
Bob Rahman at least broke into the
this is
first
m-
team.
This is prime example. This is prime example, right?
No,
here.
I know he's gone now.
No.
If you think I
This
wasn't
is prime
listening.
example of Chris listening to half the conversation. He's gone. We're talking about who's left. No,
Yeah, but-
in the Cobham, not.
Alright, this is my point. Yeah, you're talking about Babarama was the longest, and now he's gone. So you're talking about someone else. So, yeah, like Ampadu is literally the same as Babarama because they both go on loan.
I don't know why we're spending so much time on Bad.
I actually think Bab Rahman probably made more appearances than Ampadu, but yeah.
Really?
I don't know, man. I've seen him play a handful of times. That's about it. Bye bye.
That might be
It's
my
gone.
mic, by the way, Winter Surfer. But
Oh, okay. It's just a
That's
lot
'cause
of
I'm AC
rustling or
blasting.
something in the background. That's it.
Yeah, I
yeah.
thought it was mine at first. I put it on.
I do hear it too.
I'll turn it off while I'm done talking. But hey, Bob Rahman, thank you. Listen,
What?
this ownership is
What
getting
are you
stuff
saying
done,
thank
man.
you for?
Thank you for being a
What?
part of Chelsea history. He scored some
Thank you
goals
for
for
taking
Chelsea.
9 years' wages. Thank you for taking that.
Wait.
9 years is a long time. Goddamn.
Goddamn leech. Get out of here, man.
Oh my god.
We don't need to thank
Yeah.
nobodies, man.
Thank you.
Good luck with
Get out of
everything,
here,
Bob
leech.
Rahman.
Get out of here.
Marshall does be saying thank you to everyone, man. It's
And
fun.
just
Did
an
we
appreciative
thank
person.
Dybala then? Did we thank Dybala, like, being at our club?
Should
No.
we thank
Exactly.
Dijon Serlin? Should we thank Dijon Serlin?
Yeah, I think I said thank you, Dijon. Dijon.
Why are we doing that then?
Dijon,
He's been
Dijon,
on loan as
Dijon.
well, like all the time.
Hey man, he played some. He entertained us a little bit. You know? Moving on to the next topic. This is something that I'm excited about. I actually looked into this player a little bit, and I like him. I like him a lot. So let's talk about Cherki. This is moving now, and I think it's also an indicator that maybe Caicedo is just about done and moving as well. So let's talk about it. Tweet from Julian Laurens. Chelsea are preparing an opening offer to sign Ryan Cherki. Sources have told Julian Laurens. Moving on to the next topic. Cherki is valued at around £35 million and is on around £63,000 a week at Lyon. That's a healthy wage. We can just give him. We don't have to break bank for him. We could just give him a little more, and I think he'd be content if he comes to Chelsea. Moving on, Chelsea have stepped up their interest for Ryan Cherki. Talks with the 19-year-old's representatives have now taken place. Lyon determined not to lose him, but have not said he isn't for sale. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, we do have a decent history with Lyon. That's where we got Gusto, and we almost gave them. We almost gave them Pulisic, but they had some issues with, was it FFP or the French club?
So the
French
French,
league, I should say.
the French FFP now owns Lyon. No, they don't own them. Sorry, they basically have control of their wages, their income is an outgoing essentially. So as long as it's basically approved by them, which they would approve because they're in severe debt, then we're basically Gucci.
Exactly. So we're in a good spot here too as well. They could use the money. So Ryan Cherki keen to join Chelsea, and then here we have Felix Johnson, who is going to be very prominent in today's show. Exclusive. Chelsea asked Lyon the conditions of the Ryan Cherki deal over the weekend, and were quoted around 40 million euros. Chelsea are now speaking with his agent to verbally agree a contract before submitting an offer. Cherki top of the number 10 list after seriously impressing at the Euros. Chelsea still want Matheus Franca in addition to Cherki at this point. It's slightly complicated, but the Franca situation is a bit of a waiting game. Various different parties are owed different Where is it? Different portions of Franca's sell-on clause. So work is being done on Flamengo's end to clarify all the percentages and whether they can recoup some of it. It's necessary either way to understand full conditions of the deal, but also allow asking price to drop, which is why Chelsea are happy to wait, referring to Franca. We'll read that tweet later on in the show. But Cherki, Franca as well included in this tweet. I have looked at Franca a little bit too. I think he's going to be on a loan army if we do end up getting him. He still needs development, but Cherki, I was very impressed. I don't normally compare players like this, but he is genuinely, of all the players we've seen, he's genuinely the one that does actually remind me a lot of Eden Hazard. And I think let me land. I think the reason.
Sorry, I mean, it's having my mind.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna be like him, but I will say, I think with him, what stands out to me, something that Hazard did that I don't see players do often anymore, that this guy does. He likes to shoot from tight spaces, and we just don't see that often enough with anyone. So I thought that was something that stood out to me that was very impressive. And he puts himself in some very, very juicy situations by not being afraid to shoot when there's three men on him. Juicy.
We don't see people shoot from any places.
True. But in those situations, I feel like a lot of time we pass the ball. But go ahead. Oh my God.
We can't miss out on players that we never went for. That's the whole thing. And I think Milinkovic-Savic is not even a real player. I think he's fake. I've never seen him, Never seen,
I made a joke, I made a joke about him actually earlier in my stream that, this guy, he's been having transfers on FIFA or career mode on FM, but he's finally got his move.
Yeah, I think he's fake. I think he's a bot. I think he's a bot, right?
I think on Cherki, bro, he's a good player. I like him a lot. I've read up on him quite a bit as well. I would love him a lot. I just think for me, oh my God, that's crazy. but
he's on playback. He's on playback. He's like,
I'm gonna be wearing. Hey, Dark, I'm gonna be wearing this kit when we go to the game, man. All right.
Are you going with Dark? Okay.
Say it to my face, man. Say it to my face. Go ahead, Ahmed.
I just think, obviously, let's not do the Hazard comparisons. It's great that we compare. He's a very good player. Yes, he has similar attributes to Hazard, but again, I think it'd be a really great backup to an Nkunku. And listen, I said this actually earlier before as well. If Jackson doesn't work and Broha doesn't work, for example, right? And the striker, you can always put Nkunku in the false 9 position, and he can play the 10 for you as well. He's got the level of experience, in my opinion, to do that.
I will say, what do you guys think about putting him on either the? Well, I'm thinking more predominantly the right wing because we do need depth, and he is capable of playing right and left wing as well. So I think it's not a bad idea considering Ziyech is likely to leave. Well, we want Ziyech to leave. We'll see. We're seeing how to move for him. We're seeing how to move for him. We'll see where that goes. But I think Madueke needs competition, and this guy is definitely stiff competition if you put him on the right.
I think he's going to be brought in to cover 2 positions, number 10 and a wide, whether it's left or right. That's what I've read. By the way, I've not watched a lot of this guy like most Chelsea fans. I've really read up on him. But yeah, I think that's what he'll be brought in to do. Oh God.
The chat's got jokes today, man. Chat's got jokes, man.
That's true, that's true. If it was Norwich, that guy would have scored 4 goals today, no doubt. But back to back to Cherki. I think he's going to be brought in to cover 2 positions. Yeah, one with Nkunku, so we don't have to, play him once a week. Like some of the games, like early cup games, we might not play him and stuff like that, or just generally just cover any injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I believe it when I see it, sort of thing. I don't know if it's like this. All these links have just been dreamt up by some journalists who Chelsea should get. Do you know what I mean? Like that, and it's steamrolled into, oh yeah, it's definitely going to get him and stuff like that. Like you said, Leon don't want to sell, but they've not ruled it out. That's the key thing. It's not like they've gone, no, he's definitely not for sale like we have with like Colwell and stuff like that. So it's one of those. I think like I said, I think when Marshall was saying he's like Hazard, he's probably referring to when Hazard first joined us, not how Hazard finished with us. That's what people have to get into their minds. If you had the privilege of watching Hazard from his very start at Chelsea, then you would know exactly where Marshall is coming from when he says that. Not Hazard, who finished in 2019, people. Okay? So just for anyone.
Not prime Hazard. We're not talking about prime Hazard. We're saying...
Yeah, we're not talking about prime Hazard.
We're talking about Hazard 1.0.
We're talking like the first year 18 months Hazard at this moment in time. So.
Hazard Mark 1. Hazard Mark 1.
If he's like anything like the Hazard what we got when Hazard first came, I would love that anyway, because that Hazard, he got, if I remember, like, who was it? We won 2-0. Was it against Sunderland? He got man of the match. Like, I'm pretty sure like that was like his first game maybe, and he got man of the match. Like playing with Franca Lampard and Lampard saying how good he is. Like, if we get like a player like that, even like a young Eden Hazard, I would love it, because Hazard was like even amazing at that age as well, like killing it in the French league. But I haven't really watched this guy. 40 million. That's kind of like actually like a little bit the standard price anyway, like for any player now, like especially if you're going to a big club. I do agree what Andrew did say though. He is just there like to fill in a lot of positions and maybe fight for like first team as well, no doubt, because every player wants to be a first team player and be up in the ranks as well. But yeah, if we get him, I'll be excited to see how he plays.
Anyone else?
I haven't got too much to say about
hopefully we get him, man. Hopefully we get him. I think this deal has been like in the making for a while now. A lot of people have been saying that we've been scouting him heavily in the under 21 tournament. So this is something that we've been doing for quite a while. We've been following for a while now. So if we are getting him, then power to us. I also think because the Franca deal, because of the fact the Franca deal is taking so long to take place as well, and there's so much situation going on, I wouldn't be surprised if they've gone for Cherki because of that as well. Because it's going to take a while for Franca to get done, it looks like, particularly what Felix is saying in regard to that, finding out what sale percentage each club has. I don't know how many clubs he's been at. He's here like 20 or 19 years old. Like how many? Is it like at the end of the 18 has got like a 5% sales like for stuff or stuff. What's going on? Kind of crazy.
Actually, Oliver, do you know, what do you think about Cherki? Have you seen anything from him?
Personally, no. I just don't watch enough football outside of Chelsea. But from what I hear, like you said, he has his attributes that are promising. So I definitely wouldn't be opposed to us getting him. He looks like a good one.
And I was going to ask you, Ahmed, because I doubt anyone in this other than me has really looked at Franca too much. He looks decent. He looks like he's got it. This guy likes to shoot, Franca. He looks like he likes to have a shot from wherever he is.
That's his weakness. You know what? Unironically, he's a good dribbler. He's good at passing. Mm-hmm. He's actually very good at coming back for defense. Like he's got a good record of clearances, blocks, and tackles. But shooting, he's either too powerful or too weak. It's either going to the heavens or it's going to the earth. So
just rolling to the goalkeeper, pretty much. Yeah,
it literally, yeah. So with him, he's very similar to Angel Gabriel in the sense that both of them, when it comes to shooting, for some reason,
Angelo,
you know what I mean, they do all of the, they do all of the what's it called, pre-work, but they can't do it when it matters most. I mean, yeah.
I could tell though from what I saw, I could tell he's still a little raw. Like I think for him it's gonna be more of a because it looks like it is gonna happen, but there's like a lot of like sell-on fees and percentages to work out with him. What that Flamengo has to sort out. But even if we do get him, I feel like an immediate loan is gonna be the plan for him, and then when he comes back, we sort it out. Yeah, because I think he's too raw. I think with Broja in the team, because he's like is he a winger?
He's a winger. He's a winger. So like, and I thought they would probably bring in Cherki to be the number 10 cover, and then Franca to be the cover for.
Franca's not a winger.
Yeah, he is.
No,
he can play. Yes, he is. He can play on the wing and
middle.
No, he plays. No, if you look at his sky report, he plays on the wing and cam. It doesn't matter. He can play. He can play.
He plays cam. He plays in the middle.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, Andrew,
he
you
plays
watch
both
him
sides.
though. He's almost like a striker, to be honest. He's just shooting all the time. Hey,
Because
go check him out.
when I looked at his scout report, he plays a lot on the left and on the right and in the middle. He plays all sides, so I don't know. Maybe I've just read it wrong. But I knew he played on the wings. Oh my god, this is crazy. What is that? The chat is on one today, man.
I thought he's on one.
So this is
Just remember, check your flops. Okay.
no. You know what you can do, Vic? We can literally give them a player on loan that they don't have to pay for. Literally, we can just give them. Yeah, we can give them Franca.
True. Yeah, I mean that is a possibility. We do have players that we have put out on loan. But before we get onto that topic, I should say the reason I think that the Caicedo deal might be wrapping up is because now we're starting to make moves for other positions like Cherki. But let's talk about this Caicedo move stalling pretty much. So let's bring this up. Let me do this and boom, and here we go. So, first tweet we have here from a few days ago. Chelsea are waiting to see how much they will spend on Moises Caicedo before making any further investments in midfield. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Then later on, we have another tweet from Fabrizio, or from Chelsea Dodgers reporting Fabrizio. Brighton feels they can get something like 90 to 100 million pounds for Moises Caicedo. It's not easy because of Declan Rice. Probably what's been a stumbling block in recent updates on that. So, I believe this is an Ecuadorian journalist. Caicedo was in Ecuador and was doing an interview. Moises Caicedo on Chelsea sustained interest in him. It's a big team, that's true, a very historic team, and I can't say no because it's a very big, historic, beautiful team. The city as well is beautiful. It's got everything beautiful. Caicedo wants Chelsea. This is just making it obvious. He wants to move. Felix Johnson once again reporting Chelsea and Brighton are locked in verbal negotiations for Caicedo. Chelsea have verbally offered 85 million pounds in 4 installments, but Brighton want 85 million pounds up front because every club does that, right? Or 100 million pounds for 4 installments. Chelsea sources, however, still extremely confident and negotiations will continue. Let's see if I have any more news on Caicedo. Yeah, that's it. Listen, Brighton, come on, man. Who was the last player that had a fee that big paid off straight, like on the first go? I can't recall. I think right now till this day, I think Man City are still paying off for Erling. Well, Erling Haaland actually had a release clause. Never mind. Who else? Who is out there? I mean, Declan Rice. That deal that just happened to Arsenal, 100 million pound deal. First of all, isn't this Caicedo's? This is going to be Caicedo's second season at Brighton.
It might be. I'm not too sure. Like,
because I don't remember him the season prior
he
to.
He could have been there, which he may not only played really. Like he might have been a bench player. And he just moved through the ranks, and now he's became a really good player. 100 million to 95 million or whatever. Like it's crazy. It's crazy money.
I find it baffling that because a player like Declan Rice gets a 100 million pound fee, a player like Declan Rice who's been playing in the Premier League and been, I guess, quote unquote prem proven for how many seasons now, he gets that 100 fee, and now all of a sudden Caicedo, not Caicedo, but Brighton think like, oh, because he does it, maybe Caicedo should get it. It's one thing we've learned, that this prem proven thing doesn't mean shit, but there's also another thing we learned is that sometimes these players come and they have one good season and they come to Chelsea and then they just flop. I'm not gonna say Caicedo's gonna do that, but it's just baffling to me. How can you ask for 100 million just because Declan Rice got it? Declan Rice has years in the Premier League. This is Caicedo's first good season in the Prem. Like, it's different levels to this. I just think I find it really annoying. And the fact that they're not even being reasonable with the 85 mil, like, okay, let's make a 95 million pounds and maybe with 2 or 3 installments, maybe that'll be reasonable, or 90 million, not 95 million. But like, it's just absurd to me.
But you have to understand that they don't have to sell this guy.
Yeah.
right?
They want to, though. No
And
one else
also,
is.
I did tell Chelsea fans this: you can't have it one way where you are demanding money for our players and demanding that clubs pay that amount, and then when we're trying to buy someone, go to the club, well, it's unreasonable or something like that. The situation is this: they know, everyone knows, this guy is our number one target. It doesn't matter who else we buy this summer. This guy is the numero uno on the list. If they got a list, is Caicedo, and then you have to probably go down to another couple of pages for the next one who they're interested in. Okay. Also, a fact that there is limited players like him around. Okay. Sure. There's limited players like him around. Declan Rice is gone, and they want this guy because of his age as well, and because they think he'll link up with Enzo. The £85 million is probably roughly, given the state of the transfer market, is about right. Whether the add-ons are... The issue is, as we've always said, it's how you structure the frame. I know they promised, but unless they didn't put they didn't put a price promise though, did they? That's the difference. They put like, oh yeah, you can go if someone puts in £80 million. That's totally different. But it was just like a Harry Kane promise like that. Unless you got it down in writing, then it's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is this: £85 million is the price you're going to have to pay. Now, I think they know they were not going to get £85 million up front, but I think they want a large sum up front. And then they probably looked and seen the reason the Declan Rice transfer has not been announced is because they spent a couple of weeks still going over the payment structure. Okay, West Ham want it done within the next 18 months, all completed. Whereas Arsenal want to do it over 3 or 4 years. And that's probably what we're saying to Brighton right now, which is why you're getting either 85 million for all of it now or 100 million if you want to spread it over those years. So Chelsea have to decide what they want to do. Now, is there a compromise? There's always a compromise. If they go to Brighton, do you know what? That's fair, but we'll do it in 18 months, but we'll give you 55 up front, like that, right? Something like that. 50, 60 up front, something like that. Even with add-ons and stuff, here you go, stuff like that, and you maybe find a compromise like that. I believe it's that. That's all it is. That's why you're not going in first bid, second bid, third bid. I believe that I believe they want to do this one done, where it's literally Romano announces it, and within 24 to 48 hours, Caicedo's in a Chelsea shirt, modelling it, stuff like that. That's the difference. But this is our number one guy. We're not interested in anyone else. We have at this moment in time, we have no links to any other defensive midfielder in the world. There is nothing linking us to this, to any, like to an Amrabat or to, even like when Declan Rice is available and stuff like that. And I just think, listen, I know it's frustrating and stuff like that with the transfer, but you have to understand this is, no matter what you think of him, to the board, to Chelsea, this is their marquee summer signing right here. Moises Caicedo is the marquee summer signing for them. When they do a picture of Chelsea's transfer, when they go for the transfer review and they put Chelsea in there, he will be front and centre looking like Thanos with a golden glove in a Chelsea shirt. That's what he'll look like. He'll be above everyone else, even above Nkuku. He'll be above Nkuku because the Nkuku deal was done. Even though it's a summer transfer, it was done a long time ago and everyone knew about it. I know it's frustrating, but I think it will get done. And I think it will get done. We leave on Monday, right? Yeah.
That is a good question. I'm not entirely sure.
Yes, we leave on Monday. Yes, mate.
But also Brighton are in the States as well, I believe, right?
Yeah, they're in the same competition as us.
Right, exactly. Preseason. I think you're going to see over the next couple of days it gets ramped up even more. Because remember, we have no idea how old these reports are that we get. Do you know what I mean?
2 days old, 1 day old.
There might be 2 days old, there might be 4 days old. But I wouldn't panic. I also wouldn't worry, even if it gets to 100 million. So what? If it, if he bangs, then no one cares about the 100 million. Plus, we can just go to show we paid 100. Why is no one bothered? We paid 105 for Enzo, but we're might pay 100 million for Caicedo, who is a much needed player in this team, not squad, team, in this team to go forward, a cog in this team to help Enzo. So I wouldn't, and like I said, it's a seller's market unless you're bloody Inter Milan who are cheapskates.
Dickheads.
Yeah. Even AC Milan can pay. Why can't you, Inter Milan, you cheapskates?
Well, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
AC
Yeah,
Milan,
we'll get
we
on it.
actually
We'll get on Inter.
negotiate
Oh
with
my
AC Milan.
God.
These
Yeah.
guys are just dickheads, man. Absolute waste, man.
I
You know what I mean?
I would sign another midfielder. I don't think it's going to be a Lavia, but I would sign another midfielder. I just can't, at the top of my head, I can't think of anyone at this moment that comes to mind. I did say I looked at that Vega kid for a couple of games, the under 21s, and you have to remember it's under 21s.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
I just don't know. He's got, to me, he looks very flimsy. Like he would take a year, 18 months, or 2 years to physically adjust to the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that. And I don't know, but another midfielder, I don't know. Do you know what? Ask them to search for me. Ask them to scout someone. Ask them to find another Caicedo. This is what I want now. After this Caicedo thing, an Enzo thing, I don't want to find another £100 million midfielder. I want us to create our own or get our own. Andre Santos or something like that. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
I think that's smart too, because like I feel like with a lot of the scouting we've been doing with these youngsters, a lot of them have been attacked.
The Pelican.
A lot of them have been like attack oriented, I would say. Maybe eight. Not really many DMs in that category. So
it's like striker. It's like the striker market. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's like that's why Man United are linked to Amrabat. Okay, you know what? If Amrabat's 25 million, go sign Amrabat. Do you know what I mean? Go sign Amrabat as a backup. Do you know what I mean? If he's only that cheap, sign him.
Gotcha.
The market is the market right now is very tight. There's only 1 or 2, 3 players that are available that are like at the best of the best. So you're really just good for talent right now, rather than certified ballers.
Didn't you just play Leeds today?
They played the Leeds B team. They played the Leeds B team.
Hang on, aren't United playing Wrexham as well in the States?
Yeah, they're playing them next as well.
Oh, okay. So that the big time Wrexham, like we are. Okay, no problem. Yeah, okay.
The big time Wrexham. By the way, almost 80 of you guys watching, but less than half of you have liked the video or the live stream. What's going on? Let's try to get at least to 50 likes, guys. Just smash it. Just
absolute casual freeloaders. You absolutely. This isn't.
There's a K a week, bro.
Marshall, we don't listen. Us four here don't do anything to make this channel look good. Do you know what I mean? This is all Marshall's hard work. Okay,
Exactly.
He does it for free. Okay,
I don't feel appreciated.
You know what I mean? Appreciate it and slap up the likes before I use my government connections to track you down for your IP addresses and Tango slap you on the doorstep. I don't feel appreciated. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Oh, there he's gone. See?
Hey, man. No, I'm saying, man.
You made him run away. You've made him run away.
I'm in charge, lads. I'm in charge now, lads.
Wait, no. If Ahmed's going to be in charge, I have to come back. No, that's...
I'm in charge. Yeah, let's get this.
No,
I
was going to say quickly to Andrew, like, Brian also know, like, we need midfielders desperately and a good midfielder, like a destroyer as well. Like, so they obviously ask like a price like Declan Rice price because they know he's a good midfield. They know what his value is, and I think he's like 4 years left on his contract as well. Like, I think we sold Mason Mount on a 1 year deal left for 60 million. So of course, like these standard prices are normal now, but it's a bit pricey.
Chris,
I agree.
It's all about the structure of the payment.
Yeah,
that's why they're fine. I think they're fine with 85 if they get a big sum up front. Like a 55, between 50 and 60, and the payments done in, and the rest of the payments done in 18 months or add-ons and stuff like that. They're saying if it's 100 and if you want that payment structure, then it's 100. So you have to Chelsea want that payment structure to do that payment structure in 4 years or 5 years, then you're going to have to pay the 100, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that because I don't think we're going. I don't know if you're going to mention it about the potential striker we might get in January. Okay. If I don't know if we're going to get another striker now, that's the thing. I don't know if we're going to, and also and Cherki might come in, and then we've got the goalkeeping news and stuff like that. Yeah. Maybe some of the budget is now going to be moved to the actual goalkeeper thing instead because we're going to do something in January with the striker. But Ampadu season, piss off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't already know, Ampadu was put in that B team of players that have a plan of leaving or not being a part of the squad. So Sorry to say. And listen, I didn't think Ampadu was too bad of a player, but I think we can do better. I think the team, the board, and the directors already see that they can acquire better talents. I just don't think there's room for Ampadu anymore.
I agree. I just he's done, man. And you know what? He's done. And I said on Ahmeds Channel the bridge earlier today, where he got told like on other streams that apparently the last 2 loans he's been one of their best players. But how come then no one comes in for him? If he's been one of the best players on loan.
But that's the statistic I told you so far.
On Lewis's channel, we discussed Ampadu. That's the first time we discussed Ampadu in length.
Since
I can't remember.
season.
I don't even know if we done it last season. That's the whole thing. There's no heat for this guy. It's pure frozen solid, cold Siberia style snow. That's what it is with this guy. Yeah? It's frozen solid. Okay, we can't even unfold this guy. I thought Kai Havertz didn't have a market. This guy can't even go to outside of his door. There's no one out there. You're on top of the world, man. Nothing. You're in an igloo by yourself in a freezer. That's where you are. Nothing. And they want 12 million for this. If they get 12 million for this guy, that's a bloody robbery. As soon as he's never actually really played for us. 12 million? Good lord.
The only thing I can back him for,
Greatest deal in Chelsea history.
He did well for Wales in the World Cup and DM. Like he's actually breaking up play, but like
You taking this?
You know what it is, man. One thing I will
what
say
am I gonna
about-
do? He's gonna play my backyard or
Chris,
something.
One second,
Yes.
Chris, bro.
Yes.
Chris, can I ask you a question, bro?
Yeah.
In his last 3 loans, how many times has Ampadu been relegated?
I don't know. Like
3
twice?
times.
Oh.
3 times.
3, yeah.
You gotta blame that all on him.
Chris.
That's a bit harsh.
So
This is what
Wait.
I mean. And this guy wants to have a biased debate with me, or a fair debate with me. That's the most biased answer. Blame
What
it
do you
all on
mean?
Ampadu, this man. How is that a stat against Ampadu that he got relegated
want me to give
3
you the
times?
stat
Like it's all
Ampadu?
Ampadu.
you want to know something about Ampadu? Do you know what he did on the final
Give
game of the season?
me your straw
One
man
second.
stats, please.
It's not a straw man. This is not another
Yes,
straw man.
it
You know, on the final day of the season, his team needed a win to keep them up. You know what he did? He scored a goal, and then he did an own goal on his own side. So he basically cancelled out the goal that he scored.
He leveled the playing field, man.
So listen, man, don't do that, man. What
need
I'm saying
context
to
now,
you,
goal.
have
Was
you
it
wondered?
like-
Have you wondered, Marshall?
That goal needs
Marshall,
context
scored
too.
that
Yeah,
goal.
One
sure.
second,
My
one
life,
second,
so-
Marshall. One second, Marshall. Can I ask you a question? Have you wondered why, after his first loan, that only the lower Italian clubs have been taking him on loan?
What?
Why haven't Championship clubs been taking this guy on loan? Why haven't lower side Premier League clubs been taking this guy on loan? If he's of the worth, why is it Venezia, a newly promoted club, especially a team that is
What?
very much known to be a lower table Serie A team, Serie A team to have come in for him and to take him on loan? Why is that, guys?
Listen,
It's because he ain't got the minerals. It's because he ain't got the minerals.
If you let me answer, I would
Yeah,
have told you.
no need to answer, bro. Because I'm giving you the minerals.
Then
You know
why
what I'm
ask
saying?
me? Why ask me?
Sort of undermines your argument.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
Can't take you
Go
seriously.
ahead, Marshall, bro. Go ahead,
Yo, put the
Marshall,
whip
go ahead.
away, please. You're scaring me, man.
This is not a whip, man. This is just a walking stick. Relax.
All right, whatever, you kinky fuck.
Probably
Okay,
use that
let's-
horse riding,
let's-
don't you, you punk? That's what you use.
Horse riding. Actually,
Hey,
I used to have a fear of horses.
yo, wait, what kind of horse riding are we talking about? let's move on to next topic. Let's talk about Ian Maatsen. So I didn't think I listen. I thought this was going to be simply go on another loan or whatever. Apparently, Poch wants him to stay. So Felix Johnson on a ripper. This past 48 hours, 24 hours, Pochettino had directly told Ian Maatsen that he will get a proper chance in preseason with game time. Chelsea still trying to offload Cucurella. Been discussed with Juventus, who have long-term standing interests. Interest also from Newcastle and Atletico Madrid. Nothing concrete yet. This was pretty surprising to hear. I'd like to believe most Chelsea fans don't. Well, actually, I think Cucurella is a polarizing player, not for any reason, any fault of his own, but the performances. But regardless, I was willing to give Cucurella another season to see how he could do, because I thought he was phenomenal when he was at Brighton. I think there's a reason Man City wanted him at the club, and then unfortunately the deal just fell through because of Brighton maybe asking for too much. And then we swooped in and got him. There were some good games that he played with us. I think there was a lot of bad games, but that doesn't go just for Cucurella. The whole team was playing bad. So I was really interested. I am still. We don't know if this is going to officially happen, but I am really interested to see what's going to happen to Cucurella under Poch. And I don't know, man. It's I think Ian Maatsen is going to be a good player, sure, but I'm just surprised that Chelsea are actively trying to offload Cucurella.
I'm more surprised of why they're not using Lewis Hall instead of this kid instead. Because
Well, Lewis Hall isn't actually a left back. That's why.
No,
Chris.
but well,
you think about Poch's,
people can change their positions like when they get older.
No.
I think this kid has got more ups. I've seen him play for Burnley. He's got more upside than Lewis Hall.
Yeah. In that position,
especially at left back. Lewis Hall, can do a job now and again at left back, but it's not.
But he's
also right foot. He's also right-footed as well.
He uses left foot, right?
I know, but now listen. The thing about Cucurella, and we discussed it again with Lewis on what's his face's channel, Ahmeds, earlier today. That the way Poch likes his fullbacks, the way I can only really attribute it to how he used Danny Rose at left back. Would be like how he wanted. That's why Maatsen's profile fits. Whereas Cucurella, I believe, is better as a wing back than a conventional left back.
Sure.
And also, I know he could be used at centre back, but I don't think we need that, especially when we're playing 4 at the back. I don't think he'll do the inverted thing. But also, Poch should want to take a look at everyone. Do you know what I mean? And also, if he keeps Maatsen, does that then shut up the people who are saying that we're selling all our youth? I just want to know that. That's all. Do you know what I mean? It's Maatsen's part of the Cobham gang, right? But Maatsen was very impressive for Burnley. And I believe, which is why we haven't heard a lot. Because I know Burnley want to buy him. I know Burnley definitely want to buy him or have him there next season. But I think if Poch doesn't want him, then you're going to obviously see the links to Burnley pop up right away. But I think he's got a shot. And you know what? If I was Ben Chilwell, I'd be looking over my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
I think this kid's. I watched a lot of Burnley in the Championship. I know it was the Championship, but the way they play football, it didn't belong in the Championship. And this is Burnley. Remember, this is Burnley playing football, right? Sean Dyche Burnley, right? But obviously under now Vincent Kompany. He was very good, and I think he deserves the shot that Pochettino is going to give most of the people who want to stay in this. And it probably won't happen, but if he stays, there is sometime this season that you could potentially see on the left side of Colwell, Maatsen left-hand side.
I agree, man.
And if they click, you could see that, and without any injuries, that could be there for a very long time at this club. A very long time. You might have a left-hand side. No, I'm not going to say this. It's not going to be equal to, but that will draw similarities to John Terry, Ashley Cole. In terms of that, they were English. They're on that side. They built up a good understanding. But I believe he deserves a chance to earn a shot. So I'm pleased.
Yeah, I agree. He does deserve a shot. But again, the biggest question mark on this is not so much that Ian Maatsen is going to get a shot, but that
Cucurella,
Chelsea are currently trying to offload Cucurella. I guess I get it from this angle. Like before you go, Ahmed, I guess the angle I understand from is that there is a risk to it, right? What if you keep Cucurella and he flops again this season? Then his value drops completely. So now, if there's a good deal, then you sell him now and don't take that risk. But I think there's a good player there. Ahmed, what were you gonna say?
I said, I'm
sorry, I forgot he's Dutch. Sorry, I forgot he's Dutch. Sorry,
I agree.
Oh, is he Dutch? I thought he was English.
Yeah,
okay.
Dutch.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Thank you, God.
Sorry.
I agree with everything that Surf has said. I just think, Cucurella, he ain't got the pace, he ain't got the style of play that I think a fullback, obviously, of Poch's desire has, if you're being honest. And listen, man, Cucurella, man, shout outs to you, but it clearly seems that the club are like moving on anyone that's been a bust within their first season already. The question is, how much are you going to be able to get back for him? Obviously, we've heard that the club are looking for 30 to 35 million pounds, somewhere around about there. I don't know if that's going to be like an actual real thing or tangible thing they're going to be able to get. I think more than likely what will happen is probably a loan of obligation. I think would probably happen. With
But
him.
I remember we discussed on it earlier. It's like, what if they do a loan, Marshall? What if they do a loan this summer, but it's like a loan fee? We'll say anywhere between £7 to £10 million or something, with like an obligation to buy anywhere between 35 to 40, right? And even then,
Maatsen,
next summer you're 2 years into I think he only signed a 5-year deal, am I right?
Yeah, 5-year deal.
But you're 2 years in, so you're probably, if you can get the money for him with the loan fee and everything like that, you're actually either breaking even or you're not losing that much overall when it comes to depreciation. So it might be something like that. I know Newcastle was sniffing around as well. They need an option there at left back, even though I think he's better as a left wing back. But you might have an option like that. But I just think the way I've seen Poch play his fullbacks, that's Cucurella's disadvantage. That amazingly Chilwell has over him amazingly, and Maatsen definitely has over him. So I think if they can get it any price for Cucurella, that's what I like about this board. They will take hits.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe it's 35. Maybe it's 35 million with add-ons.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that.
I would take that. Well, I was going to ask you guys, like, with the way the board have been moving with the signings, do you think they've been a little too harsh with not giving at least a second season to prove that things can change for these players?
Sometimes, but they're being realistic at the same time. Sometimes, it doesn't work out in the second season as well. You look at the people that you've not given Koulibaly. Was he going to work out again? Really? And plus, we had the number of centre-backs who were really bought in January. So who else we sold? Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, different regions.
Aubameyang, you could say too, like he wasn't.
Aubameyang, obviously, the reason for that we know why, because they didn't really want him in the first place. So,
but the thing is this, right? Kai Havertz and Mason Mount weren't going to sign new contracts, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I believe they didn't even think. I keep saying this. I don't think they ever thought they were going to get the chance to sell Kai Havertz. I didn't think they thought any market, and then Real Madrid started sniffing around. Then Arsenal came back after the first bid rejected to pay 50 million for him. Okay, I will say 50 million because the add-ons don't kick in yet. Okay, so we don't know if they'll ever hit. So we've got 105 million for them. When it comes to Koulibaly, listen, I'm glad. The issue with Koulibaly is this: we've got Colwell, right? We need to clear a path for Colwell, okay? And not because like most Chelsea fans are bigging him up. He's been bigged up by outside people as well. It's not just Chelsea fans bigging this guy up.
Yeah.
There's like an actual every person you speak to loves this kid. But if it's not working out, then why wait? Especially in Poch didn't want to. If Poch was okay with letting go because he knows he's got Badiashile, Fofana, Thiago Silva, and Colwell coming in and letting go, and also it's not a waste of money then paying them. The wages are gone. Pulisic had 1 year left. We weren't going to use him. Let's be honest. Why? We've got Sterling, we've got Madueke, Mudryk, and potential Cherki coming in. Something like that. Do you know what I mean? There's no point. Cho didn't even ball out at bloody Leverkusen.
Yeah.
He didn't. But I mean, you've got to look at yourself. He wasn't being picked by the end of that season. You've got to look at yourself.
Javi said, "No way, Jose."
Ziyech doesn't want to be here. Whatever. Yeah. Lukaku. I don't even if they don't agree.
We'll get him.
Don't agree with price of Lukaku. Don't even
103 kg.
Do not even bring him to Cobham. Make him pay for his own personal whatever, and stay in Italy if you want. You don't even have to come back to UK. Stay in Italy. Just don't come to Cobham because you're poisoned at Cobham like that.
Yeah.
And and who else left? Kante was leaving anyway, so he's gone.
Yeah. I mean, it's for the most part, what you're saying is that like most of these transfers have been sensible, Yeah. And a lot of the players that have left, like Cucurella, that's looking like it's going to be offloaded. They were done under the regime before the directors were here. I haven't seen any links or any types of permanent moves for any of the players we got in January. Every single one seems to have either a loan in their future.
Yeah.
And other than that, like, did I actually? Okay, I gotta look into that. But yeah, like it's that for the most part. It looks like the players that are part of the plan are gonna stay, and maybe we'll see after this season if they get another chance next season. If it doesn't work out very well, this season for them, but going forward, yeah, some exciting things to see for Ian Maatsen, for some of these younger players to get a chance, and I'm actually excited to see some of these younger players play too, because like we're hearing good things about them. They're performing well in the U21s, and again, that is the U21s. I think the average age of players in football right now has dropped a little bit as well. So I think it's going to be exciting to see what these youngsters can do in the big on the big. 100 of you guys watching, let's try to get those likes up to 50 if you haven't done so already. We're very close. So thank you so much for your participation, guys. Let's go ahead on to the next thing I wanted to discuss, which is Ahmed's favorite topic, is our boy Ziyech. So quick little update on this. Quick little update on this. I'll tell you what it is there is to talk about. So 2 days ago, Hakim Ziyech reportedly formally rejects the Al Nassr reduced offer. So that being said, rumor has it that now Al Ahly could try to go for Hakim Ziyech after the Al Nassr deal has failed to happen. I mean, there's not much to talk about here other than the fact that it's an update. Hopefully Al Ahly or a Saudi club in general just come for this player. Don't think there's a bad player here. I think there's definitely a club that's going to want to come for him. So hopefully we get him off the books. Doesn't want to be here. And this whole medical thing was a mess. So unless there's anyone that wants to comment, we can move on.
I don't get showing a picture of him in boots saying there's a knee problem, right? Like
this is from his story, Chris.
Yeah, you can still have I know, but you can still have a knee problem just taking a picture of you in boots. Like, doesn't prove anything. You should just accept any deal from Saudi because it's gonna be way better than he's getting from England as well. Like, what are we paying him now? Like 100.
I think Ziyech's concern is this is probably gonna be his last deal, and then after that's retirement. So he wants a good deal.
But again, of Saudi money, it's just still crazy high, like compared to anywhere.
I thought the story was it's 40%, but if he proves his fitness, he's going to get the original wage they offered.
Yeah,
he probably doesn't believe that he can. I don't even believe he can stay fit the whole.
Well,
but I don't understand because he's got like 1 year left, right? Is it 1 year?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 1 year left with us, right?
Yeah, 1 year left.
I think it's.
I believe so. Yes.
So it's like, what? I'm just tired of this guy.
Listen, bro, let's wrap it up, man. Move next topic, please. I'm tired of talking about Ziyech, bro. You know what I mean? I'm getting angry now. I'm whipping myself because of him. Get out of here, bro. Get out.
I saw it, Kai. I saw it
too. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I'll read Kai's comment in a minute. All right. So the next thing I wanted to discuss, and this seems like a little bit of a different tangent than what we usually talk about, but I thought it was interesting to bring it up, and it adds on to that excitement I have about the youth, is the player fitness. Some of these players have been taking off season very, very seriously. And I like that. I think there has to be a change of mentality in this group. So let's go ahead and first talk about Mauricio Pochettino's first week training with the fellas. First week of preseason training under Mauricio Pochettino. One source says they have been really worked. It has been harder. It's been a harder first week than the whole last preseason. And yeah, we remember how much of a disaster last preseason was. They will be machines this year, will be different. These boys are getting worked. Next tweet we have here. Chelsea players are set to face another physically intense week before Pochettino increasingly switches focus on tactics when his side travel to the USA. So yeah, you were right, Andrew. They are probably this week going to the US. Reece James, PYS here reporting from Simon Johnson Athletic. Reece James flew to Dubai after the season had ended, geared towards warm weather training, and has worked with a personal trainer. This has not gone unnoticed, and it's a type of example Pochettino likes to see being set. A lot of people really getting on Reese for his physicality, not physicality, but for his physical appearance on the pitch. Maybe saying that's part of the reason his hamstrings gave out so much, and so on and so forth. I'm likely to believe that it's more than that, but
anyone who hasn't had a chance yet, his dad last week was on a few podcasts, so it's quite a good listen from his dad's point of view about Reese's injuries and stuff like that, and how he's overcome them mentally and stuff like that. So it's quite a good listen to get from the dad's point of view, because obviously you would have seen how Reese is, been affected by that and what he's done to try and improve that. But you are spot on with this. That's what I said. These guys now understand they've got someone in charge who's not going to take the shit that they produced last season in terms of their training. We all saw it. They were not fit enough last season. That's why we had all those injuries. That's why we had all those injuries.
First half FC.
You know what it also is, guys, yeah? Like, something I really like about this season's preseason is that we've had 2 weeks in common. So they've actually trained 2 weeks beforehand before actually going to the US. So there at least there's like a good decent amount of fitness levels before going into these games now. Because remember last time we were in LA for 4 or 5 days, and then we had to travel straight away to Vegas for our first opponent. So there was literally little to no time to actually physically train. And
the only thing is that I think, do we leave on Monday and our first game's like Wednesday or something?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. It's like I'm not too sure how good I feel. I don't know. It's up to them.
It depends. Maybe you might be leaving it might be like a Sunday night, Monday morning.
Pies, just let you know, Pies' tweet is about Lukaku.
It's nothing new.
He will not travel back to England if a deal is not agreed with Inter. He's hoping it will be done. That's fine. Stay there and we'll just find you.
Stay there. Yeah, man.
Stay there. We don't want you back. We don't want you back. Yeah.
Literally, as we're talking about player fitness, like Enzo running on the treadmill, probably this looks like it's actually a personal gym. This doesn't look like the Cobham gym. So he's probably doing this on his own time as well. Which again, like
that's probably from the
players taking it serious. I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't look like the Chelsea training ground. And then the next thing, and this is the big one I was really impressed by this. Mykhailo Mudryk. Look at this, guys.
Oh my god. You're having a body physiques now.
Bro, how do you not notice that? This guy got big. He got jacked.
Oh my
he got
God,
jacked
man.
in just 2 months. Listen, some of us don't go to the gym and we can't appreciate the gains here, all right, Ahmed? But hey,
big man,
this
you want to bring up
this
my muscles?
guy-
Listen, I've got the guns, you know what I'm saying? I used to lift weights for a living. So not for a living, but professionally.
What kind of living is that?
My body, listen.
Are we sure it's not photoshopped?
No.
Listen,
What? How is that Photoshop? Look at the arms on the kit. He's filling up the arms. Look at his shoulders.
He might be
They're
wearing
much rounder.
He might be in excess. He might be in
Okay,
excess.
so he's wearing a medium. It's fine. It's all good.
Listen, where's Kai? Kai, you in the chat? Kai can tell. Kai, you know this guy.
Kai doesn't wear
in
shirts
2 months.
anymore. Just take pictures of his shirt off.
But no, I saw this and I'm like, wow, it's a big difference from where he started at Chelsea and where he was most of the season. And then in 2 months, just to really put in a lot of work to.
But if you
get
notice
physicality
all of his social media stuff, it was mainly him.
Oh my
and Dip.
God, Kai, you're the worst, bro. It's just closer to the
I was gonna say, have you guys not seen him playing volleyball? Like, he looks a lot more leaner than that, though. Like what that picture shows.
Bro, you know what he is? He's wearing an excess and he's technically like a medium. That's all it is, man. Literally.
It doesn't. If he's actually that bulky, what we see right now, he's definitely lost pace then, because you've like put all that.
Maybe
body
a little.
fat on. No,
Maybe a little.
You're losing pace.
Not a lot.
Is he wearing shoulder
He's
pads?
not going to be Alonso now.
No. Of course, no. I'm not saying extreme slow, but it's gonna be noticeable. Like if it's like that, I don't think it is like that, because I seen him play volleyball. Like that video, I don't know who posted it, but it didn't look like that. Like in the video, like for sure, it looked a lot more leaner. Nothing wrong with it, of course.
I think he's built up physicality, and on top of the physicality build up, I think also you saw he decided to not go with the Ukrainian squad to internationals, instead going to U21s, which I think did wonders for his confidence. He did do really well in that tournament.
Marshall, you've been a fanboy right now, bro. There you go.
Oh,
No,
what do you mean? I'm just acknowledging that
no.
he's working hard.
Yeah, no, you can't say that, Ahmed, because you're bigging up Cherki for under 21 performances, and everyone's bigging up.
No,
Colbert.
I'm not talking about that. I'm
But
talking
it's
about
good.
the weight thing, not the no.
Hey, it's okay to listen. It's okay to be still a heterosexual man and notice that another guy's foot in the trap. It's all good.
No.
I don't know
I
what
don't
the
actually
issue
mean
is.
that. I don't mind it. He actually looks good, but I'm just saying. Let's be real. It might
See, I
also
didn't
be
say
the
he
light
looked
and
good.
stuff.
I said he's put on some
Yeah,
weight.
you said he
Listen,
looked good.
You're the
Yeah,
one. You're
I
the
can say he
one
looks
out
good.
here.
I don't mind. I don't mind. He looks good.
Okay.
I'll say that. Fair enough.
We found out that Ahmed is at least bisexual today. There we go. So, but I mean, look, he's putting in the work. We saw also with Reece James, he's leaned up a little bit as well. These boys are taking this seriously, and even if you want to mention it, Chilwell being a top performer in that Gakon test, Gayson test.
Just put heavy metal bleep test. That's what it is.
Heavy metal bleep test. And I looked into that test. That's a tough test. That is a tough
Apparently
test.
Ben Chilwell was top.
Oh, the bleep test. I do that. Like, yeah, it's a normal thing.
All I can
It's
guarantee,
fucking hard.
or I can guarantee you, is that Gallagher's going to destroy that test. Right, we all know that.
Maybe, yeah.
They're going to have to
Probably.
think of something else for Gallagher because that test is not going to be good.
He's gonna go up to like 50 or something. Like,
Yeah.
He's
It's
going
going to make the machine, whatever, if they use the machines or whatever, destroy themselves. You know.
It's very good fitness, I believe. Test.
Mudryk has always been athletic, but I think he's young. As he's gonna get older, he's gonna grow into his body. He's gonna mature into become more of a man. And look, he's bulking up. He's that's all I'll say. I don't need to say anymore. You guys can see the images for yourself. But and I think these guys. I like that these guys are taking this seriously.
You better believe they would need to take this seriously with the shit they produced last year.
Oh
and
my God!
being
Yeah,
unfit and
horrible.
stuff like that. They did this because they probably looked into this or spoke to their mates who got managed by Pochettino about what is this thing, and they probably started their fitness extra early because they knew they didn't want to be the ones on the first day puking their guts up in front of the rest of the squad to how unfit they are, or breaking down and crying
not
like
fun.
little bitches that they were last year. Do you know what I mean?
I never cried.
It's nice
but...
that the guys. I like this military style. Instead of the camp counselor kumbaya bullshit poetry lessons that we had last year.
Part took him to a military base. Come on now.
Oh yeah, whatever. He took them to the poetry military base. That's what he did. Yeah. They did all the poetry walls.
Embarrassing.
But also the fitness has changed as well. He's going from Spurs. They rehired the doctor or head, whatever the person was that they had before.
Oh really?
Yeah, they rehired them back. So I think that would be looked into a lot more about why we got so many injuries last year, and also not rushing people back as well. Like Reece James, we rushed Reece James back twice last year, and that's why he didn't complete the.
But what's good about Reece James and a lot of these positions too is it looks like we have a decent amount of squad depth, and we're building up a good quality squad depth. Because if Reece James were to go out injured, depending on how good Malo Gusto is, we have him there for that reason, for that depth.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, hopefully we have the same thing for the midfield too, because I like Enzo, and if he's willing to play every game, then good for him. But I'm sure he's going to need some rest at some point as well, and we don't want to have him injured or Caicedo for that fact. So there will be times where we need to rotate these players and give them some rest time. But that being said, on the topic about some players on the way out from the last thing we were talking about, we have another one here. Auba. There's been a little bit of an update on Aubameyang and what's going on with him. Pretty much here, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been told he is not required back before next Monday. He's pretty much going to be in that B team that we talked about. They're going to be looking for a way to move him out, and I think so. I think Saudi's going to come in for him, and we won't be seeing much of him. I don't know if any of you guys have much to add to this, but it was a little bit of an update.
His wages are the issue, obviously. Because we pay him so much.
Shock horror.
Yeah, the wages are the issue for European clubs, which is not a shock because he's 33 going on 34, and he's earning he's earning God Almighty money at our club, and no wonder it's putting off. Like, he has to take a significant. Oh, good lord! I'm not going to bring that comment up. But his wages are a big issue, which is why he'll probably go to Saudi.
This is crazy.
Yo, chat, you're on something today, man. You're on something today, chat. But yeah, it's tough to get. I mean, I would.
Can I just say something, guys? Can I just say something, guys? Yeah, honestly, I want to be.
But go ahead.
I just want to be honest, guys. You know, I just want to say, you know, Galatasaray was calling you, big man. You know what I'm saying? The hairline army, you could have gotten it up a nice little.
You're in dangerous waters here, my friend.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, the hairline, my hairline's hidden. You know what I'm saying? With him, the problem with him is because he's got the fade thing. It just shows really. It just shows clearly. You get me? That's the problem. If he had a bit more longer hair and like his hair actually could go over his forehead, it wouldn't be too much of a problem. But with him, it's just that, you know, the hairline is just like.
Yeah, stick on point, man. What about Galatasaray? You are you're such a. You know what? I don't know what that point was. I know the hairline thing is ironic. I know you're doing it for irony purposes. You're saying it, but you literally wasted 42 seconds of our lives there with this stupid hairline thing.
Fair enough. Yeah. No. But on a serious, but obviously on a serious note, can you listen? Somalians can't grow beards, I'm afraid. So you know it's very hard, man.
What?
No, it's very hard for us to grow beards. It's not.
What are we talking? Are you high again from the previous stream?
No, someone said no. Go to front to ask me a question. Like you can, like literally the bottom one under you. Like
right.
I was just saying, like Somalians are not known for having beards, like mustaches, but you know it's been looking a bit too pedo like, so I had to like cut it off completely.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage. Fucking minerals, bruv.
So I had to like go. I'm going back to you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But on a serious note,
You just shout on all the people who think their mustaches look good, and you say it looks like that.
But honestly, but like mine was like really too long now, so I had to literally.
My god, don't even do that one, Marshall.
Yeah, but on a serious note, okay. But on a serious note, back to actually Aubameyang. Seriously, yeah. Obviously, I'm surprised like it's taking this long. Even if he was going to Saudi, I would have thought, you know, Saudi Arabia giving up these
has
big
the
budgets.
money for the wages, yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's a bit surprising, honestly.
Or MLS
but, you know,
even.
Yeah, bro.
This is wages, though, right, guys?
No,
Yeah,
but like Surfer, the
be.
thing for me,
I think
the
it's part
thing
of
is
it.
Surfer though, like you go into Saudi, sure, like the Saudis can compensate his wages. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
there's
talking about.
no deal. Even there's no deal at the moment for him. That's the thing.
All right, fair enough.
Because I don't know if we're gonna. The thing is, it's also, are we gonna allow him to go for free? Do you know what I mean? He's still under contract, remember? Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Is that also like, wait a minute, we're going to give this guy 250, 350 grand a week, but they want us to pay how much for a 30 going on 34-year-old? Even if it's like 5 million or something like that, they might go, actually, you know what? You know, I mean, they're just about to give Jordan Henderson potentially 700 grand a week.
Yo, that's
No,
can I say something quickly about Jordan Henderson?
Oh, fair
Gerrard got given the keys. He could go and get anyone in from Saudi Arabia. The guy that he chose was Jordan Henderson. That's all I'm saying, bro. You know how crazy that is, Rob? You know how crazy he's been given the keys and he's chosen Jordan Henderson for 700k a week. Like, I don't understand, man. That is like, bro. If that does not tell you, bro, that English midfield had no ball, had no ball managing knowledge, then I don't know what else tells you, bro.
I think it says what is Gerrard's talent ID. That's what it is.
Even unironically, Lampard kind of had talent ID. I'll give him that. That's the one thing I always give Lampard about. Like, other than that, bro, managing skills, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, just like Ahmed's hairline when it comes to Auba.
It's time to go!
All right.
Yeah, my ears, man.
Next topic.
Get
Next
him out of
topic.
here, man. Get him
Let's
out
talk
of here.
about Lukaku snaking Chelsea again. This guy is such a thorn on my side. I'm starting to really not like Lukaku.
When I catch Lukaku
I thought
in the streets,
I didn't like him before. I definitely don't like him more now. Okay. Let's talk about Lukaku. Chelsea walked away from talks with Inter Milan over the weekend after being left unimpressed with their latest offer for Lukaku. This is coming 2 days ago from Nazar Cancella. Then further on, we have Romelu Lukaku and Ethan Ampadu are expected to return tomorrow and Wednesday, but are expected to be a part of a separate group, that B team that I talked about earlier. The group headed by Carlo Culaccini features players who were on loan last season are available for sale in the transfer market. Moving on. Hold on. Inter Milan are preparing a new bid of 30 to 35 million euros coming from Di Marzio, again 2 days ago. And then next update we have Romelu Lukaku from Matt Law right here. Romelu Lukaku is not planning to return to Chelsea on Wednesday. They had given him a return date of Wednesday to restart preseason training if a deal for his exit had not been agreed. It remains to be seen whether or not Lukaku will stay away with Chelsea's blessing. Coming from Matt Law. And chat, I'm going to give you an opportunity to guess whether or not Lukaku actually turned up to training on Wednesday. I'll take a minute. And put your guesses in. You think Lukaku turned up to training? I'll tell you right now, it's a very obvious answer.
Oh, because he got pushed back to 17.
So he's refusing to go to training, right?
No. Well, now he is. Now he's refusing. But he originally he was supposed to turn Wednesday, and then they said we'll push it back to the 17th, like with Aubameyang. But now come out tonight that he's not going to come back at all, which is fine. This guy, just go, man. Honestly, it's not our fault. Listen, Inter Milan are the ones holding up this deal. But we're not even asking for much. We're asking for 40 million euros. That's all we're asking for. 40 million euros to break even. That's all we're asking for.
Exactly.
All it is. They want to. They're great at pricing out. They give overpricing their own players. But when they want to buy someone, it's all about the cheapness of it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're okay. Well, okay, we'll sell it on and give us the money from that. You know what I mean? Just do that.
And some updates from today. So, yeah, for those of you who guessed, he didn't show up to training. I don't think any of us expected him to show up to training. So we shouldn't be surprised about this. Here we have Chelsea have now moved Romelu Lukaku's return date to next Monday. I guarantee you he's probably not going to show up to that either. This might become a legal bout, depending on how the thing that goes with Inter. We'll discuss that. Several phone calls have taken place between Chelsea and Romelu Lukaku's lawyer, Sebastian Ledour. Today, he informed the Blues that a new offer will arrive soon, but the Nerazzurri will not meet their asking price of 40 to 45 million euros. And then here we have, apparently today, Di Marzio saying Inter will be offering a new offer today. And I think that's everything I have on Lukaku. Yep, we'll talk about this momentarily. But, yeah, Lukaku, man. You looked at me weird when I said it, Ahmed, but there comes a point where if he keeps not forcing the move, but if he keeps not showing up to training, I believe that's a breach of contract.
No, it's not, because we asked him to not come.
No.
Yeah,
we set up a date for him to show up.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is because Matt Law report, because I saw what you reported, but it wasn't until June the 17th that he had until he should come to
They pushed it back to Monday, but if he doesn't show up Monday, then I said this might get legal. Which kind of helps us in general.
Because I thought you were discussing, because from what I know, they were saying he heads up until June 17th. Not just him, I think it was Aubameyang, Cho, and there was someone else as well, if I'm not mistaken. But they all had to get the affairs in order in order to get transfers done by that date. That's what I thought it was. But again, I may be wrong. But listen, at the end of the day, man, I don't care about Lukaku. I'm tired of looking at that bald-headed man. I'm tired of 103 kg. I'm just tired, bro. We need to move on from him. And listen, Inter Milan taking the piss.
a week, bro.
He's on more than 300k a week, actually. So, I don't know why I get angry over that. But he's on 350k a week. So that's worse. So at the end of the day, listen, I need to get this shit solved as soon as possible. I want to tell Inter today, don't take the piss, big man. We know we're getting money from the Anjorin deal, and we're going to stick firm to our price. You either come up and give us the money, or, you don't get your player. Simple as that.
But by the way, and I may have missed this tweet, I think Felix Johnston reported that apparently the the negotiations between Inter and Chelsea started to get sour now, because it seems that what Inter's doing is exactly what we think. They're devaluing our players and muscling up the value of their players.
Exactly.
Unreasonably so.
That got reported.
You know
Yeah, it got
what we should
reported.
do? We should just say "fuck you, Inter, man." So, because AC Milan want him, right? As I
The issue, though, Chris, is it's fucking Lukaku.
I don't give a shit, man. He will refuse to, like, he's what, 2-3 years of us left? He can rot. He can rot, because I don't give a shit about what.
Just money for us,
no, but I don't think they should give a shit. Or try sign to AC Milan and say "fuck you" Inter. We'll sign to AC Milan if he actually goes.
It's not. I tell you what, it's not wasting money. I tell you what, it's not wasting money if we don't sell it. If he refuses to come back, you just keep finding him.
Yeah.
You don't lose out on money. You don't lose out on money.
Exactly. Yeah, you can terminate the contract. It becomes a legal thing. Yeah.
You tell him, and I've said this. Ahmed's heard me say this. Accept the Saudi money, and then arrange to go back to Inter for the next 2 years on loan, and then go to Saudi after that. Do that. We don't listen. This is not us. This is our price. It's 40 million euros. It's not 60. It's not 70. It's not 80. It's 40 million euros, which is less than half of what we bought you for. Okay, less, very much so. We're just doing this to break even on your contract. That's all it is. So you tell your broke ass club, Inter Milan, to stump up the money, or you do this. You cancel your contract.
Yeah.
Cancel your contract. If you don't want to be here, cancel your contract. Buy yourself out.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Marshall? You know what it is, Marshall, as well, yeah? We can ruin his career. I hate to say it, like that's a bit dark to say, but we can really ruin his career. And this, yes, we might be bleeding his money. We might be bleeding money from paying him weekly, but we won't be seeing any regular team football. We'll be playing the under 21s contracted to us, and he can just be playing there forever for the next 3 seasons. And
You don't even. If you didn't, you don't have him anywhere. You don't have him anywhere near Cobham whatsoever. You don't bring his poison into the ground. All this sticking with the under. No, I don't want them being poisoned by this guy and being a bad influence. No chance. You stay away. Hire your own personal trainer. Stay in Italy. Do training at Inter's ground even though you're not there. You're just not welcome back here. So you either get Inter Milan to pay up, you go to Saudi and then you sort yourself out that way, or you buy yourself out of your contract. Those are your 3 options. That's it. And I'm glad we're doing this. We're not even playing hardball if you think about it. We're only asking for 40 million euros. We're not asking for that much, So I'm glad.
I think it's very reasonable considering what we bought him for.
Very reasonable
from them.
He's got 3 years left on his contract, not 1 year. He's got 3 years, and we're not even asking for what we should be asking for a guy who's got 3 years on his contract. We should be asking for 60 minimum. But we're only asking for 40.
I feel like in this situation too, if we even asked for less, they would still say it's too high of a price. If we had asked for 30 million, they would have been trying for 20, 25 or something over 8.
Do you remember early in the window when we said they offered us like 35, but we'll spread it across like years, like 5 years. It was like 7 million or something a year or something. Piss off,
Yeah.
Absolutely violating, bro. They're absolutely violating.
And just on a side note, and take it with a pinch of salt, there's even reports coming out tonight that Man United are getting sick of negotiating with him for Onana, stuff like that. So it's because it's just. I think this is very simple. This is what we are sticking to 40 million euros. That's it. From Inter Milan, you want him to 40 million. We're not moving from that whatsoever. And like I said, everyone should want us to do that, and then understand when we go to buy players that the selling clubs do that to us as well, and that's fine. That's what I'm saying. So it goes that roundabout. So just get him out. Get him out. Seriously, he needs to go. He needs to go for his own personal thing. He needs to go. Get Rock Nation to buy you out. You know what I mean? Get Jay-Z to loan you some money to buy you out your contract. He can do that. Do that.
Yeah. It's just, I need it to be done. It's getting absurd, and he's just being unreasonable. He wants no other club but Inter, and Inter don't want you, bro. Inter don't value you at what we value you, and what we value you is way less than what you realistically might actually be worth. So we're trying to make this happen. Don't put this on Chelsea. Yeah, you still are. So it's just absurd. And honestly, it might be for the best that if he does not turn out to training, this becomes a legal dispute where it leads to contract termination and we can get rid of him. So it might actually work out better that way.
Like it'll build up. It'll be weeks, and then it'll be something like if he's away for so long, it's like in normal work where someone doesn't turn up. You put them down as AWOL. You must have heard that term, right? Like that when they not turn them up, and then you can just like send like this is what happening. If it happens, if you don't turn up, we'll terminate you, and then we'll sue you, and we'll sue him. We'll sue him. We'll sue him for all. We'll sue him. That's what we'll do. Do it.
Is this really Fatur? Inter don't have the money right now to buy Lukaku for more than 40 million. Bro, didn't they just sell Brozovic for a decent amount of money?
Yeah, they sold him. Yeah, they sold him for like 20.
They have the Fatur. They have the money, bro. They have the money. They just stingy. They don't want to pay us. They want to get the cheapest deals possible, and they always blame it on the fact that they're financially unstable or in a bad place. Which I mean, they're not doing well financially either. But at the same time, not really many clubs are, and they're still somehow making.
Okay, well, here's an idea then. If you don't want to pay all that, give us Barella.
Yeah.
We'll give him some money for that.
We should do that. We should do. We should do that. Give us Barella then, or give us Anana. If you don't, Man United aren't bidding for him, then give us Anana. We'll take him.
And that's another thing too. If you do manage to sell Onana to United, you'll definitely have the money then.
Yeah.
So then pay the 40 million for Lukaku, please. Yeah. It's simple, but I'm getting so tired of. I've never want to work with Inter ever again after this deal is done.
AC Milan aren't flush with cash either, but they seem to,
they managed to make it
even
work.
Negotiating with them seems a doddle. Even when we rejected, even the Pulisic thing rejected the first deal, like they bid like 12 million, and then
it took us a quarter of the time to negotiate with them than it has for Inter.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Who else has gone over there? No, it's just them.
Tomori.
Oh yeah.
Tomori, Giroud. We've had players go there, so
no problem.
It's going out. Hey, Lukaku, maybe you want to go to AC Milan.
You say that, right, but I swear they're signing loads of free agents, so they must have had loads of signing on fees as well.
Bro, literally, they signed Marcus Thuram. They've just signed another kid, a goalkeeper. They just signed another defender, if I'm not mistaken.
But there's like
as well. For money. They send it for money, bro.
Yeah, but free transfers, they would have been signing on fees as well, right?
No.
So,
so listen,
and
man.
they just given the Stoney a big new fat contract as well. You know what I mean? So
they're taking.
And like you said, they just sold Brozovic for like 25 million or something like that. So and they just got all the way to the Champions League as well. Unexpected money in that area as well. So just stump up the cash, man. Jesus.
So on that note, we move. It's just I'm so sick and tired of this guy. So I'm hoping next time we hear about it, there's something, please, something. But all right. Moving on to the next topic. And by the way, before we do that, 87 of you guys watching, make sure you are smashing that like button. It does help us out tremendously. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We're going to have a special stream for that for you guys to enjoy to help us celebrate 2,000 subscribers. So push us to 2,000 and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're getting very close. I don't know what the subscriber count is right now, but I'm sure it's a little bit less than 50.
1960, so 40 away.
40 away. Thank you guys so much.
Got over
get there, lads. Let's get there, lads. I got to
let's get there.
Get to 2K, man.
We got like 10 new subscribers this stream.
Yes.
Lovely.
Can we guys? Can we end the stream on at least 1965? Can you do that for me,
dude? That'd be awesome.
Can you do that for me? I'm not asking for much. If we can average at least 5 to 10 subs every stream, and you know what? Even if you have to create burner accounts, I'm fine with that. Do you know what I mean? Just get us up there.
Do it.
Just get us up there and, turn your notifications on and stuff like that. It really helps.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. So
thank you.
Let's talk about the next topic. I think this is getting interesting now. I don't think there's this much smoke without fire now. Dybala, he got the text, guys. He got the text message. Okay, so I wasn't going to give this too much attention, but now it's 2 players, Thiago Silva and now Dybala. And now here we go. Enzo Fernandez. I've sent text to Paulo Dybala telling him to come to Chelsea. I hope he comes and join us. Let's see what happens, told ESPN Argentina. That's pretty direct. That's pretty direct. And Thiago Silva said the same thing. I talked to him. I asked him if he's coming to Chelsea, and he didn't want to talk. Now it's getting a little heated again. For those of you who do not know, 10 million pound release clause, I believe, on Dybala. Injury-prone player,
Something around about that,
but
yeah, fair enough.
for,
Very
for 10 million pounds, who knows? I don't think that's too much of a loss.
I think it's weird. I think it's like outside of Italy it's 12 million, but inside Italy it's like 15. Some weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah.
Mauricio Pochettino has consulted with Chelsea hierarchy over whether to add experience in attack with Juventus's Dusan Vlahovic and Roma's Paulo Dybala, two of the names brought up. The recruitment team are sympathetic to Pochettino's argument that a certain amount of experience is required to balance that. Good to hear that Pochettino thinks that there should be some experience. I agree with that. And then the next tweet regarding this, Felix Johnson. Dybala was recommended by Poch, but scouts and directors think his injury record is not ideal, not active target as said previously. Italian agents offered Chiesa, that's a name we haven't heard in a minute, Chiesa to Chelsea, and Chelsea asked Poch for his thoughts, but also not pursued as of now. What do we think about a potential Chiesa to Chelsea, as well as these Dybala stuff?
On a side note, I saw a crazy story today that apparently we were offered William.
Yeah, I saw that.
We were. I saw that too. I didn't bother putting it in, but I thought it was a little silly. Yeah.
I know people want experience, but that's too far, my friend. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Chiesa one, I'd
have to see him back in his. I'd have to see Chiesa back in the Chiesa we saw prior to.
Here's an idea for Chiesa. I'd take him on loan if it come to that, with an option to buy, not obligation, to buy. Small loan fee, like they do to us. Do you know what I mean? Small loan fee, and see what happens if it came to that, but I don't think it's going to. The Dybala one, I know it's cheap, but even last season he missed about 16 games for Roma. And he's going to want a lot of money, right? And he's going to be 30, I think, as well in the upcoming season. I just don't. I know his experience, but how good is that experience if he gets regularly injured? And we're going into, and he's entering a more physical league as well. Yeah, he's breaking down in Italy. I think we're just being used for him to get a bigger contract at Roma, in my opinion. I think he's aiming for more money at Roma, and I'm sorry, I know the price is very low, but I wouldn't risk it. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
I just don't see. I don't see the upside. The price does not offset the actual injury stuff, and we're trying to get away from that. So I wouldn't take it at all.
Yeah. Ahmed or Real Chris, what do you guys think? Real Chris.
Like, is this wage too high at Roma? Like, what do you?
He wants. I think he gets about 120. I think right now, 130 or something. But he wants more. He wants closer to about 200.
That's too much for a guy who gets injured a lot. And the 12 million, the price is nothing. It's the wages I'm thinking about, like on the books and all that. And
availability.
Yeah, if it's like near 200, it's not worth it. Like, let's be honest, like I haven't really seen anything good off Dybala for like many good years now as well. He's not really a main star at Roma. He does start, yes, but he doesn't like start like in like game like every game. So. Yeah,
so
I think I would take it. Yeah, it's like the wage side is a risk for me because like he might not even perform or even play that much. So no point. We just got rid of Pulisic, who was like injury like prone and everything, and always get injured.
Yeah, so, we got Ziyech, who's currently there and stuff like that. We're trying to get away from the injury.
I wanted Dybala back in 2014, roughly 15.
He was great before all this injury started to happen. He was fantastic, but. That Juventus team, the first time under Allegri, not this stinky version of the Juventus right now, who's played disgusting football that he plays. And I know it's coming from a Chelsea fan, well, I've seen in the last few years. But
it takes one to know one, bro. It takes one to know one.
Exactly.
Game recognizes game.
we know stinky football, but even I find that offensive, the football he plays. But that first Juventus team, when they went to like 2 Champions League finals 2 times out of 3 years, I know they lost both, but they're integral to that. I honestly think we're just being used. Like, you know how every time one of our players they get linked to Bayern. It's like that.
Mhm.
That our press uses Bayern's name to jack up prices and scare people. It's the same with that. I think we're just being used for that reason.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. We'll see what happens. I don't think Dybala. I think Dybala is going to be like a plan C, in my opinion.
I think
If
he's
things-
a plan. I think he's a plan B, if you know what I mean. Now, but on a serious note, I definitely think with Dybala. I definitely think when it comes to Paulo Dybala, he's just a glass.
Pieces yellow cards right now. So.
I think definitely Paulo Dybala. He's definitely like what's the word? He's a glass. He's got a body of glass, but he plays like a genius, if you know what I mean. In the sense that he played like 22 times in the league this season for Serie A. He came 4 times off the bench, so essentially he only played 18 games as a starter, which is essentially like half of the season. So
What's his 90 minutes stats as well?
His 90 minutes that's actually really good, by the way, because I actually did that.
How many times has he completed 90 minutes last season? Because remember, they also went to the Europa League final as well. So, you know what I mean?
But even then, he didn't play 90 minutes in the Europa League, bro.
That's what I mean. So
yeah, he got taken off.
I just think, now, the Italian league I know is physical, okay? But the pace, it's not that pacey, which is the difference. The difference with the English league, it's pacey and physical at the same time, like the French league, stuff like that. And he's struggling in that league, in the Italian league, that doesn't have a lot of pace. So it just doesn't. I don't think we're going to get him. I don't think we're. I wouldn't take the risk. I think also it's because he's Argentinian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's also an enticing price, to be fair, as well. For 10 million, like I think a lot of clubs are looking at that. Like,
why isn't he being linked to anyone else?
Oh yeah, that's a good.
No,
that's a fair
we're not saying. Oh, it's Chelsea and blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's fair assessment. So we do have a little bit of a striker situation as well going on. Some news and an update on what's going on with the striker situation, and it's come down. It seems like to these 2 players. So let's go into this. Let's discuss this. I think this is going to be a very interesting topic here. PYS reporting from Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea signing a new striker is not guaranteed because Pochettino wants to see Broja and Jackson's impact before getting to put 60 to 80 million euros on a new striker. They want to make sure they need it. I think that's a big one, and I think you'll see. I think this is a really good strategy. You'll see why in a minute. Chelsea, from Gazzetta dello Sport, are in the process of studying how much it would take to sign Dusan Vlahovic from Juventus this summer. Chelsea have inquired about Vlahovic. Juventus wants 65 to 70 million euros. This is coming from Alfredo Padula, who also is a reliable source. Juventus sporting director Cristiano Giantoli will fly to London in the next few hours, where one of the agendas is to assess the seriousness of the Chelsea interest on Dusan Vlahovic. That's coming from Gazzetta Italia as well. Moving on, Juventus will demand 67 million plus bonuses from Chelsea for Dusan Vlahovic, with the possibility of including Cesar Caicedo as a counterpart, most likely on a loan deal. That's interesting. And then this one was big, I think. Okay. So Felix Johnson, exclusive. Paul Winstanley is trying to push a plan and reach a consensus with the other directors to move for Ivan Toney in January. Sources close to the player confirmed that Winstanley has been speaking to Toney's camp since May. It's his direct plan, and Toney would be open to the move. Paul Winstanley is trying to convince the rest of the hierarchy, but the elite striker list for the summer still remains at 3 names revealed. Vlahovic is likely, but a different director Vlahovic is liked by a different director and Pochettino directly. Lautaro interest cooled after Inter's asking price and bids for Lukaku. And this is the tweet I was reading before. Chelsea think Inter have overvalued their players and undervalued Chelsea's players. I'm told strong words were had. Random, but Raheem Sterling has an offer from Saudi Arabia, but it's not expected to move at this point. Vlahovic is the one that's getting the most noise. But Ivan Toney, Paul Winstanley is pushing for Ivan Toney, a move for him in January. And you know what? When it comes to both of these strikers, Dusan Vlahovic and Ivan Toney, I think our safest bet would probably be what we discussed last stream. And I think Ahmed mentioned this. Let's stick to what we have with our strikers for now, and then let's reassess in January. Both of them. Because with Vlahovic, there's an injury concern. And if he manages to stay fit and he has a decent fitness for this season in Juve, then maybe it's doable. And with Toney, it's the gambling thing. It's a risk, but we need to see where he's at with the gambling.
He did it in the Premier League, though, did he, in the season?
What?
No, like, is
What do you
gambling? I don't think he was doing it like the last couple of seasons, was he? With Brentford.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He only did it for 2 seasons and he stopped basically. He's only been caught for those 2 seasons.
I don't think it's a risk because of that. I don't think he's going to be doing it at Chelsea as well, like with the high wages and everything. And I don't know what reason he did it. He might have the gambling addiction. He might have got it sorted as well. Like, we don't know, but he made a mistake doing that. It's not like a gambling addiction.
No, he said something after that. What did he? I didn't hear.
What
he might have got. I thought he might have got assaulted after. He might have got a gambling.
No. He might
Sorry.
went to rehab or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
He might got assaulted. I think I said He might got assaulted.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
The issue as well, like it's not like a criminal. Well, it is criminal in a way, like in football, but it's not like massively like wrong.
After Kane and Haaland, Tony's the best striker in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's not a risk for that.
It's not. No, there's no doubt in my mind he's the best. What even for me, I think he's underrated in other aspects of his game.
Yeah,
I would want anyone who can find a highlights package of his performance away at Anfield at Liverpool last season, or the season just gone, where he didn't score, but his actual overall play. If you speak to like Liverpool fans like Donderstam or anything like that, they had their eyes open by what this guy could do on the ball, off the ball, without even scoring. He is, now if he gets his problems sorted out, you guys said the same shit about Sterling. Right, but I think Tyler, let me just address this.
Go ahead, Brian.
This is an issue where Sterling came into a side that wasn't performing well. He didn't perform well either, I admit that. Yet still ended up being one of the biggest contributors of the season in terms of assists and goals and everything like that. But I think Sterling's issues is this, where if you're expecting Sterling to be the difference maker in terms of a creator or something like that, then that's on you. He's never been a creator. He's been a goal. He's fed off a striker up front or anything like that. He's been more of a finishing off a player. So Toney coming in, if Toney comes in, I think it's a great signing. If it happens, I'd be fine in going with Broho and Nicholas Jackson up until January. I'd be fine. Play once a week, see what they can do. Nicholas Jackson's unknown not only to opposition managers but to Chelsea fans as well. So, and Broho's coming back. He could get the minutes as well. Then we'll see in January what's going to happen. If you get Toney in, you get Mickey Mouse and Kai played shit for 3 years. Sterling's been here 1 year. Mount and Kai have been crap for 3 years. Okay? He is a Premier League proven superstar as well. If you don't get that, then I'm sorry, I don't know what your issue is. He's the third. He's the player who scored. He's on the list under Pep Guardiola. He's third under the most goals scored. Okay? He's a considerable contributor to all of Man City's Premier League winning teams and all their cups, competition and anything like that. So, you know what? Leeway. Sterling has to improve this season, or for me, I'd sell him in the summer, next summer, no problem. But to actually say, you got on Mount and Kai, that's because we had 3 years of their rubbish.
And Mason Mount wanted to leave regardless, so he just wanted to sign off.
Koulibaly's left, and Cucurella looks like he's going to leave. I don't want Cucurella to leave. I think Cucurella should be given another chance. And I would have been fine with Koulibaly starting, but Koulibaly had an opportunity to leave. We had to sell him, and we've got Colwell coming in, and we've got Maatsen coming in. It's not the same whatsoever. All this, For M25 was supposed. How come then he played well under Thomas Tuchel? Well, sorry, can I just ask any Chelsea fans in the chat? Were you expecting Sterling to also? Were you expecting Sterling to also play part of the season at right wing back like he did under Graham Potter? Because I can tell you right now, Sterling wasn't looking to play right wing back under Potter. Yeah, and you know, I can understand you're disappointed and stuff like that, but I would give him this season and then come back in the summer, and then I'll agree with you next summer if he hasn't turned up well.
I will say to the chat, the majority of people who are very critical of Sterling, myself included, but I'm willing to give him a shot, is because you guys didn't like him to begin with. You didn't want him to come to Chelsea to begin with, so it's like, I mean,
I really know.
I
don't know
if you
what
do,
the
damn
issue
if you
is.
don't with Sterling.
I don't know what the issue with Sterling is. He will go down as one of the greatest players in Premier League history. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
There's deficiency in his games I just didn't like, but that's just me. That's just I'm aware of that, and I was aware of that.
That's the problem, isn't it, Marshall? People misprofiled him like he was going to be like some type of creator or something like that when he's never been that.
Yeah,
he's never been that whatsoever. So that's on you. That's on you for misprofiling him, not you, Marshall. The people in the chat. You know what I mean? So
me too.
People, yeah, I just think people put too much.
He could have done better as well, but. Let's face it, he had his best spell under Thomas Tuchel, ironically, and then playing right at the end when he scored a couple of goals and everything like that. So, you know.
Yeah.
I just think when it let's move on from Sterling, because like the reality of the situation is, I think people like, you know, were thinking that he's gonna be like, you know, a world beater, when in reality he was playing in a system that worked to help him, and we just didn't have the system that worked for him. If you're being real, it's as simple as that, really. And we just need to move on from this, but let's go to the striker situation.
Yeah, let's go back to Toney. Yeah.
Because, you know, as I said to you, Mandem, I was right. I told you guys this is gonna happen. I told you,
Vlahovic it's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's a plan. It's a plan. Okay?
I'm willing it into existence. If it's willing, if stuff is starting to spread, usually there's something about to happen that's similar to the situation.
Hey man, I'm willing to win the lottery and get tugged off by Rihanna at the same time, but it's still not gonna happen.
A tough choice.
I said at the same time, so you know.
But on a serious note, I do think generally, if Nicholas Jackson does really well, Broha does, I think, okay, then the club won't probably go for another striker, in my opinion.
Hey, you never know. Brocha can do really well too.
I don't think he will.
The reason why I see all right is because, again, with these ACL injuries, bro, even though they take a good time, even though it's a short time period, obviously, to heal from them, there's still like obviously that little the little mentality thing of going past it, because it's quite a big injury anyway at the end of the day, like the amount of stuff that you have to go through. And around, but Broha relied a lot of the time on his explosiveness. Like that's something that, so of course that sort of thing, of course, you know, what's the word? That sort of thing is part of his game. So of course it's gonna take him a bit of a while. That's why for me, my level of expectation for Broha is slightly lower than my expectation, for example, for someone like Nicholas Jackson per se. You know, again, as long as, you know, they do really well, and then, you know, if they don't do well again, we got Nkuku. I said the backup 10 can work for you in that 10 position. You know, you at least got something to play around with up until January. Then Ivan Toney is available for you again. Ivan Toney, I think, got 17 goals. Was it something like that? 15, 16, 17?
Yeah, 17. This is for Brentford. Remember, this is back to back.
Yep.
Not like his first season. This is back. Most strikers, when they first come up, there's a high percentage of them having good first seasons. But the second season, they sort of drop off. He didn't. He got better, and this is all this hanging over him as well.
Exactly.
The stuff he got. So, I don't. It wouldn't. Why would it be rather we just broke the bank for Osimhen if that desperate?
Osimhen's another one that just only had one good season.
But why would you exactly? You sort of undermine your argument by saying that.
Yeah.
And also, he's like, it's 180 million euros.
Yeah.
When we got,
and he needs another season to develop as well. If we're being honest,
I need to see him. I need to see what he can do back to back. I've seen Ivan.
Yeah, otherwise it would be another Darwin Nunez Nunez situation.
Let me just say this right now: if I don't care what anyone says, if Ivan Toney was in that Napoli team, they would have won the Serie A title as well. Ivan Toney is that good. I think Ivan Toney is that good of a player. That I just think he, and also,
Ahmed, is this true?
He had
he's had good seasons, but has he had seasons like this?
No. So
no,
I think
he's not had seasons like he's not had seasons. He's not had seasons like this at all. Remember, we got We faced him as Lille and he got pocketed twice when we faced him in the Champions League. Pocketed twice. I think Tammy Abraham actually outdone him in both games. Do you know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that. Tony's had one good. No, he's had 2 good seasons. He's had back-to-back 2 good seasons in the Premier League.
He's improved as well.
This was at Brentford. Brentford.
He's not even got playmakers.
Not at Liverpool. Not at Tottenham. It's not at Newcastle. It's at Brentford. He's at back-to-back good. They got rid of Ollie Watkins because this guy's better. They do it by analytics and numbers at Brentford. They've always done it like that. And this guy's better. They got rid of Ollie Watkins for this guy. This guy, the only 2 strikers in the league better than him are Harry Kane and Haaland. There's no other striker better than him in the Premier League.
You can't even argue it.
Yeah.
And also, like, we need to remember, this guy's playing alongside someone like Mbeumo. And Mbeumo, listen, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not playing alongside world-class players. That's what I'm trying to say. Guys that are mid-table players, and he's producing world-class numbers, if you're being honest. And again,
you got to understand also, last season in January, they signed Christian Eriksen, right? Which helped them, as long as Toney goes, helped them survive. This year, they took that creativity away.
I forgot about that. True, they had Christian Eriksen.
We're not shitting on Osherman. We're using people's arguments against him. Where really he's only really exploded this season, and he's done very well. Let's see what he can do next season, and then we've got an actual a good sample size of him going. Do you know what? He's actually backed up and got better. So, I mean, let's see what he can do. Because he's been sensational this season, no doubt. Sensational.
Listen, Martin, bro, I'm not shitting on Osimhen. Many of the panel, I'm pretty. None of the panel here is shitting on Osimhen.
We said he didn't do well. He said he wasn't that explosive at Lille. He did well at Lille. Yes. It wasn't like he is now.
He wasn't anything near what he's done.
He wasn't. He's developed. He's developed, of course, as a player from Lille to Napoli.
He's done brilliantly.
Yeah,
that's like saying Haaland was good at Salzburg. Like, no, Haaland at Salzburg was decent. He got a lot better at Dortmund, and then he exactly promising versus what he's doing now at Manchester City. He's the best of the best now.
How much would Toney? That's a good question. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know how much Toney would be. Yeah. So I think he's got 2 years left on his contract.
Toney valued on. I know I don't really go off transfer market for value properly, but on value on transfer market, he's 35 million euros, and then Osherman's like 120. On transfer market, so there will be definitely a big difference anyway. Like a price, Osherman's gonna be like 150 million probably, and Toney will probably be like 50 to 60 million, I think as well. Like
here's the thing for you, Chopper Harris. You'll probably notice that, but I don't know. Merston wasn't only just a gambling. Okay, so how has this gone through? You have to think. I know people don't like to talk about it. How mentally this affects him going in. I think he can train from September, I believe, or do that. But how fit? And also, what impact if we do buy him? What impact does he seriously have? Because it's all good being fit, right? Stuff like that, and even having practice matches. There's nothing like the actual thing. That's why they say when they bring a sub on, you bring them on like the 60th minute or 65 minute. You don't bring them with 10 minutes to go because you give them 10 minutes to adjust to the speed of the game so they can get into it like that. I don't know how much of an impact would he have coming in, because we honestly don't know. Also, by that time, would we even do it? Because what if Jackson has a sensational season? Yeah. What if he literally has a? What if he's
exactly?
By the time January happens, what if he's got 80? This won't happen, but I'm just saying. What if he's got 15 league goals by the time January pops around?
That's
and we're
very impressive.
We're hovering around the 5th, 6th place, stuff like that. And if you bring Ivan Toney in, what will that do for Jackson's confidence if he's been starting all the games and stuff like that?
I just want to say, I'm going to reply to this one. Yeah, I reply to this comment, but we agree with you, Martin. I don't think any of us here are Vlahovic fans. There's a lot of red flags with him. When I even did my scouting report on Vlahovic, I noticed a lot of stuff which weren't that great from him. Even though he did have a good breakout season at Fiorentina. Yes, there may be the excuse of that. Under Juve, he's under Allegri. Maybe he's not performing so well. That could be a valid excuse to give to him. But I don't know with him. I think for me, the issue with him is that confidence. That's one red flag I always have. Confident strikers, bro. We've seen them before. When they're high flying, they're doing what they can do. But when they're low on confidence, yes, they're not scoring, but can they help out the other teammates, to create that goal? I just don't know. Again, with Vlahovic, in my opinion, if he's
What would be the controversy? There is
Controversies
no
if
controversy
he were to go back to
if
Gambia.
it happens again, that's the only controversy. Controversy
I
is
do-
over with.
Yeah.
Controversy is over with.
I do want to address this comment myself as well. Listen, I slightly agree with what Ahmed's saying. I think there are also exceptions to Vlahovic's history. If you look at his injury record, most of these injuries are coming from last season. The 2023 season, 22-23 season, he's had a very injury-prone season last season. Prior to that, it's not even half of those injuries. Most players get injured throughout the season. It's bound to happen. He wasn't nearly as injury-prone as he was last season, the season before. Underperforming. We're talking about Allegri's side. That whole team underperformed. That whole team was under controversy. That whole team was worried at one point that they were going to get relegated out of the Serie A. That Juventus was a mess last season. So there's that. And with needs lots of service, with the players that we have, I think he's going to get a lot of service. Yeah. Only has one good season. I think he had back-to-back brilliant seasons that he was compared to.
And when he first
exactly.
got Juventus. Look at that.
He was compared to Haaland. Like he was under Haaland's shadow at one point during that transfer window, and people were really considering it. Didn't work out with Arsenal, but there was a big move for him in Arsenal that was going to be big. But that being said, yes, I understand where people are coming from, where people are worried about with Vlahovic, but at the same time, that season, the just pass, is a pretty exceptional when you look at the big picture. All of his other seasons prior to that. So we'll see. Like these things there is like a solution for all these things. You can find an out for all these things that you mentioned. But I think what all of us said here, we don't know what's going to happen with Jackson. For all we know, Jackson could actually work out perfectly for us. Chemistry wise, it's a perfect fit. The scouts are building a team here. You don't know what he could do with Nkuku. If we get Cherki, you don't know how he works with Cherki. How Mudryk can step up, Madueke can step up, Sterling, we don't know. And especially with seeing how the fitness was a big issue last season, we don't know what kind of Chelsea we're going to get. We might get the Chelsea we were supposed to get last season, this season. So I think there's a lot of things to consider. I think the safest route is let's actually wait till January. Let's see what happens with Osimhen. Let's see what happens with Vlahovic. Let's see what happens with Toney. And let's see what happens with Broja and Jackson. And we can go from there. Who knows? It might even be Nkunku that works out as a striker position. We don't know. There's a lot of variables here. It's a lot of variables here. And honestly, let's just throw it out there. Even Harry Kane could be thrown into the mix. We don't know what's happening with Harry Kane and the future there either. It's a variable.
You're getting giddy.
Yeah. It's a variable. I'm just saying, you never know. Like this transfer window has ups and downs. We look at what's happening with Mbappe right now. So we move. But next topic I did want to discuss is another striker that isn't going to be staying with us. It's our boy Fofana. Davidson Dacho Fofana, here we go on his way to Union. Yeah, it's David. Okay, David Dacho. I thought it was Davidson.
No, I actually thought it was actually Davidson. I was surprised.
I thought it was Davidson. I thought it was Davidson too. No, it's David Dacho Fofana. Has just completed medical tests as new Union Berlin player on loan from Chelsea. Agreement sealed and documents now signed for loan until June 2024 with no option to buy included, which I was very happy to hear. I was worried about that option to buy. If there's an option to buy, can Chelsea reject?
You don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it.
Okay. I was worried about that because if they say, "Oh, let's buy it," and then it's mandatory at the sell.
It's the same thing with Tomori. We did Tomori did the option to buy, and then he did really well there. And then they wanted to buy him, and then we decided you didn't want Tomori, so we went into agreement with them.
Yeah, and here's the homeboy with his kit for Union Berlin. David Dacho Fofana is the first of 7. I know he's the first of 7 loan slots available for Chelsea under new FIFA regulations. The Blue want to retain 2 loan spots until the end of August in case they need. That's a good plan. They need them as a bid to offload a host of unwanted players this summer. That's actually a solid plan going forward to reserve these spots just in case anything falls through with some of these players that are supposed to go. But yep. I think this is a good loan for him. He's in a Champions League side, a competitive side as well. It's a top 4 team in the Bundesliga. So, hey, let's see how he cooks. I might actually want to watch him this season. Because I think this guy is going to be good.
My overall prediction for this guy is that he'll never play for Chelsea unless he does something.
That's rough.
Unless, because I think Union Berlin are in the Champions League as well this season.
Yeah, they are.
So unless he does a madness over there, yeah, like an absolute madness, like he scored, like Balogun did in the French league, right? Like that. Like FOFANA would have to do a madness for that. No, I wish him well. Like you said, it's 7 spots for the loan army, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope he does very well. Whether he stays with us or whether he comes back and does anything with us or goes on another loan again, because he's on like an 8-year contract, so he could have 7 years of loans by the look of it. So I hope he does well. You know, I hope he smashes it. Actually learn from what Cho didn't do and actually do well in the Bundesliga. But yeah, I wish him all the best. I won't be watching him because I struggle to watch Premier League games, so watching anything else is going to be a
If I have
madness.
some time, I'd at least look at the highlights, because I didn't even do that with Cho. I didn't bother. I was like, this guy's not worth watching. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in Cho.
Is
Go
look
ahead.
at his stats. Look how many goals he scores in the season.
That's a good point.
I have an app as well. What shows like all the leagues and the scores and results. I do check on like teams as well. Like I don't watch the games because like.
Is it one football, Chris? Is it one
Sofa
football?
score.
The one football app?
No. It's Forza.
Hey, one
It's called
football.
that.
If you see this one football, you can sponsor us. I'd appreciate
Sofa
it.
score, sponsor
Ahmed
me.
will calm down if you sponsor us.
Sofa score. If
Okay.
you sponsor me, bro, I'll be as professional as I am on my channel. Trust me.
Okay. But no, I think this is a good loan. Ahmed, do you think this is a good loan? Chris, you think it's a good loan? for him?
I've already repeated. Yeah, he's a good loan. He's gonna be playing some Champions League football, hopefully. And you know, man, wish him nothing but the best, bro. Good luck, bro.
It's also a good league to try to get a lot of goals. Well, not like 30 plus, but like get like above 20 as well. Get some confidence in. I think.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him as well. If he doesn't get above 20 goals, he's not going to return at the Chelsea because I think you need at least 20 goals like to be looked at Navy.
Well, he'll return. He'll just go on loan somewhere.
Yeah, Navy. Because we are signing other strikers, and we get Ivan Toney, and if he like continues to ball out like this, yeah, he won't get really in there. And maybe as a backup, like but that's about it. But we've got Jackson as well. Like it's the way football is, man. Like you're here for a season and you back out for loans or something.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to start a new segment on this channel. As long as these owners are in the club, I think we're just gonna call it the youth segment. We talk about the incoming youth and what's the development of the youth and the plan of the youth, because we got more youth news. Let's go ahead and discuss. Okay, hey, you guys remember this guy? Chelsea will allow Tino Anjorin to go on loan next season after outlining their belief that the academy midfielder can progress at the club. This is coming from Nazar Cancella. More youth news that we have here. Okay, understand. Chelsea have finally signed all documents with Santos for Angelo Gabriel deal. Told 2004-born talent will complete the second part of medical test tomorrow, then travel to USA with Chelsea. Deal worth 50 million euros fee. Club will decide a loan after US tour. And another piece of youth news that we have here. This guy, I actually looked into him a little bit. Among Premier League clubs taking a keen interest in Egyptian star Ibrahim Adel. The 23-year-old was just named player of the tournament at the AFCON Under-23 Championships. So we got Tino Anjorin potentially going on loan again. We have Angelo, here we go, going to be part of that U.S. tour and then going on loan. And then we got this guy, Ibrahim Adel. I will say about this guy, I seen a little bit of him. Kind of the same feeling I got with Franca, I'm not going to lie. There's a player there, but I would like to see more. But we haven't signed him yet. We're looking at him. Good for him. He's doing well for Egypt. But
I've not heard about this.
I've not even seen this report.
Me too.
Never even seen
Graham
this.
Bailey.
Yeah,
not a bad source.
No
there,
one,
so.
no one who I follow or anything retweeted anything like that. So
Yeah.
I never heard of this guy, so I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, more of an
I have
attacking
no idea who he
midfield.
is.
Yeah, but we do have Tino Anjorin, who I thought was a promising talent. We'll see what happens with him. Maybe he does get maybe he gets stuck in lone limbo. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he'll.
Yeah,
I think he won't. I don't think he'll ever play for us. Really, all this like they see him. I doubt that. They're buying like Santos. They bought Andre Santos, Caicedo, and they want to get that Franca youngster from Flamenco. I don't see where Anjorin. I just don't. And they want to buy Cherki and stuff like that. I just don't.
yeah,
Anjorin,
it's stiff competition. It's very stiff competition at Chelsea right now when it comes to being a youth. And then yeah, Angelo. I haven't seen Angelo at all, to be honest. Oh, actually, I've seen a little bit, but not enough to have a.
He's going on a US tour, I think.
Yeah, it says there he's going to US tour, and then they're going to think about a loan for him. So
Yeah,
it looks like he's getting a loan no matter what.
Yeah, probably just Strasbourg if we're being honest.
Yeah, but what do we think, Ahmed and Chris, about Anjorin, Angelo, this guy? Well, this guy we don't have an opinion.
He's
about.
got to be on dirt cheap, like for us, like maybe to consider it. Like he's 23 years old as well. Like not even. Don't know. What league's he in
Egyptian league.
okay.
I think. Oh, actually, I don't know. I'll look it up in a minute.
He's from Egypt anyway. Like I don't know. Like does he even play for the national team? He probably does. I don't know.
But this is under 23 championship, so. Maybe
Oh,
he
he's
does.
wait. Oh, he's not 20. I thought he's 23 years old. No, 23 years old.
He is 23 years old.
And he plays for under 23s.
Yeah.
And he's not broke out to senior yet. I don't think he's. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
If he's not broke out to seniors already in his league, I don't see him really doing anything for us. Maybe I don't know, loan. But then that's a waste of a loan because we can't fill up every slot there. I don't know. I don't really want us to keep signing all these like random players. We need to sign these big signings as well, like obviously Caicedo down the line and all that. We do need to sign a couple of big signings like midfield wise, but he's a 10 as well, isn't he? I don't know. Don't know enough about this. I
He's a
would say
winger.
kid. He's not a kid. He's not a kid.
Sure.
He's a man.
Sure.
But yeah, I haven't really that's about it really with that guy.
Yeah, we'll see. But Angelo is a creator, not really good on the goal scoring part. He looks decent. We'll see what happens with him. And then yeah, Anjorin. I don't know. Do you have an opinion on Anjorin, Ahmed?
I have no opinion on any of these players. I literally have no opinion. Genuinely.
Go check out Ahmed's channel where he has no opinion on these players that he's supposed
Bro,
to.
I literally don't know what to do on
These
Anjorin.
guys.
This is the first time. This is during the first time I heard about Anjorin and this guy. Literally,
Hey, look at that! I'm actually giving you news on my channel. It's something you guys don't know. Very rare occurrence.
Yes.
So
You've
most
done well.
of the times I'm going over stuff. Look at that! I'll give myself a round of applause for that.
I wouldn't sign this guy. I wouldn't sign him. Don't need him.
What?
Don't need
What?
him. He's 23 years old. He's nobody.
He's too old. He's too old.
Don't need him.
Yeah,
Don't
we'll see what
show
happens.
don't show Kai this. He'll want to know. He'll want to sign him because he's like 23. He'll think of the experience. He'll want to sign him.
Oh, Jacob, don't you worry, man. I'll do a little weekly video on like called the Lone Army.
With an unknown
Yeah.
19,
But
18
just
year old,
this
you
is a
understand,
name.
but 23?
Yeah, this is a name to just keep in the back of your head
No,
because it might come
I've
up in the
forgotten that.
future.
After when you switch to the next page,
I don't
his name.
usually forget these players that we're linked with. I didn't forget
It's their
the
names, man.
Norwich
I'm
one
shit names.
and Whisper. You'll remember. All
Sorry,
right.
can you say that a bit more quietly, please, Marshall, next time?
Yes, please, mate.
The oldest
Anyways, moving
first name,
on.
what's his name? Oh, that's
Oh, and there's that. Remember, there's that. Is it Ecuadorian Paez, whatever his name is?
Oh,
The
Kendry
company.
Paez.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before we move on to the next segment, 81 of you
Excellent.
watching, let's get to 75 likes. I appreciate it. If you haven't smashed the like button, one of you, some of you have not done it yet. Go ahead and smash that like button. I will close out this poll as well. 95 of you voted for it. 95 of you can't hit the like button, but 95 of you voted it and said, yes, you do like the new kit. So, hey, quick. That was a big turn. That's a big 180. A lot of us were very worried about it, and now most of you like the kit. So big up to you guys in the chat. good to see that most of you like the kit. So next topic is a topic you guys have been asking for, and this did just break out today. PSG want Kepa. Okay, well, let's see what this is about. So here I forgot about this guy. We're not gonna even talk about this guy. Yeah, this is nothing.
Too many red flags from that guy. Let's move on.
The deal happened and then it didn't happen at all. So whatever. I don't know anything about him anyway. So okay, here we go. So on the Kepa story, we got this. So PYS reporting from L'Equipe. Kepa is being considered by PSG alongside Hugo Lloris and David De Gea. And then the next tweet here as to why is because PSG could be looking for a new goalkeeper as Luis Enrique has his doubts over Gianluigi Donnarumma's ball-playing ability, with Chelsea's Kepa Arrizabalaga being one of the names mentioned. Please.
Can I say it's ironic?
Chelsea, if this, hold your thought. Chelsea, if PSG come knocking and saying, hey, we want Kepa, what's your price? Please negotiate, and the first price you get, just take it. Just take it.
Bro,
take
I
it.
want to say quickly,
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. I want to say quickly, it's ironic that he wants a ball-playing goalkeeper, and we're going for Hugo Lloris and David De Gea.
What's even more ironic is that he wants to play David Gea who dropped for the Spain national team.
Yeah, he dropped him, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He dropped him. And I think Lloris is only being linked because he's French. So, you know, but I agree with you. I would, whatever it is, just take it. I mean, people like on like timeline say, well, we can't go into Liverpool game with our third best goalkeeper, or third choice goalkeeper. First of all, if you think we're going to go, if we sell Kepa, if you think we're not going to buy an actual number one goalkeeper, you're insane.
We have to.
And even if that's the choice, I'd rather have a third choice than Kepa in goal at this point in time. It's 5 years, people. There are shorter prison sentences than what I've had to suffer with this guy, okay? I mean, I would rather had been waterboarded and had my balls electrocuted at the same time than have this guy in goal anymore, okay? It's gone. It's time to go. All this report, but Poch,
It's time to go!
Sorry, I had to.
It's too long,
But
man.
all this reporting like about he's gonna be number one. If you look at reports, all it said is Poch is willing to work with Kepa. It's not an endorsement of him being number one. It means if we can't get anyone else, he's willing to work with him. That's what it is, because he's there. I thought this summer getting rid of Kai and Mount couldn't be topped. If you get rid of Kepa, I just don't know what I'm going to do. That's all. In terms of celebration, you thought the Mount leaving party was good. The Kepa leaving, oh my God, the Kepa leaving party might just top it. By the way, I don't think this will happen. By the way, just to let anyone know. That's on a side note. I don't think this will happen. It's L'Equipe. We don't know how accurate it is.
They've been kind of.
Yeah, but I honestly don't think it. I honestly don't think it'll happen because I think we'll price him out. It's got 2 years left. I think they'll go.
No. Listen, Chelsea. If
we
they're
want
nice,
35 million.
bro, if Chelsea's nice, bro, they are willing, yeah, because they know the wage is going to be the issue, right? If you're Chelsea, bro, you say okay, you can take him for this amount, but like you say 35 million, 30 million, Kepa can be taken. PSG will take buy your hand off you. If Chelsea did that, bro, that's smart, man. They're smart. Because remember, we paid his release costs, right, or something like that. Did we pay his release costs?
Yeah, because Atletico Bilbao don't do transfer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. So
buyout clauses, yeah, release clauses.
Exactly. So literally, bro, it's literally profit for us, no matter which way you look at it. Right?
By the way, it's either going to be Magnon or it's going to be Diogo Costa. So it's going to be one of those two. Yeah. They're both going to cost a lot, which I don't mind because I think goalkeepers should start fine. I just think if Kepa is our goalkeeper next season, it just anchors what we can do. It stops us achieving a fully potentially what this potential side could do next season.
I agree with that.
I'm not saying win the league. I'm just saying finish high in the league, stuff like that. Because, like I said on other streams, it's like you can be 1-0 up in the 93rd minute or 1-0 in the 93rd minute, and Kepa just has that bozo gene, doesn't he? He just has that thing where it'll like the Ajax goal, where it bouncing off his face, off the post or something like that. Do you know what I mean? He just has.
You know
that.
what's funny?
And he's got Kit Kat wrists as well. So it's like,
you know what's really funny? This is a side tangent. You know when you look up a GIF when you're texting someone?
yeah.
The first GIF that comes up when you look up Kepa is that Ajax goal. He is forever anchored down by that goal. That is like the first GIF that comes up because it's just comical. It's just comical. But
Yeah, I just think, yeah, guys, inshallah, this happens. You know what I mean? Kepa goes, Manian in. You know what I mean? Glory, glory, Chelsea. That's what you're talking about right there.
I mean, listen, I'm more with Chris on this Kepa situation, where I mean, I don't think we're going to be challenging for the league or really even challenging for top 4 with Kepa as our goalkeeper.
I think we'll challenge top 4.
Okay, I disagree with Chris now, but but what I'm saying is that like I don't think Kepa is enough to get us to the top 8, potentially a top 6 fight. But when it comes to top 4, I think that's where it's questionable, and we still need to upgrade on him regardless. But for this season, I wouldn't mind just sticking with him for another season, seeing what we can get next season. Or I mean, I would still like to keep trying this season for another goalkeeper. But yeah, it's depending on what's going to happen.
Now, bro? Why not just fix it now?
He's not our main issue right now.
I think the main issue is the midfield. Let's get Caicedo done.
No, but,
and then from there, I think it's a toss up between the striker situation or the keeper situation.
Marshall, I don't know if you understand my point. Yes, we can bring in midfielders. Yes, we can bring in strikers, but why not bring in a goalkeeper as well?
Because we don't know how much money we're going to spend on Caicedo, and FFP is a big part of that.
No, it's not. We've literally
yes, it is.
No,
how much
we just dealt with FFP because we sold Havertz. We sold more players already. FFP's been dealt with now. Remember, we had a problem until the first week of July. That was where that was when the deadline was. If you guys forgot.
Let me ask you something. These players that we sold, does any of us know if we got the money straight up, or is it going to be in installments as well?
Well, it doesn't matter. It goes down. It doesn't matter how it's structured, stuff like that. The final price is the final price. So, for example, it's take off the add-ons. It's 50 million and 55 million for Kai Havertz and whatever installments they're paying in. The final number goes down on whatever year it goes down.
Sure.
Same. So it'd be like for if we sign Caicedo.
Sure.
Whatever the agreed price is will go down on Brighton's books as that price. Whatever whenever we do the payment installments, that's different. So,
okay, so money coming in is all on the books. No, I'm sure that.
That's what I'm saying.
There could be the budget thing. I listen. Based on all the transfer news that we've listened to for the past few weeks, it seems that they're very adamant on the strategy of let's do Caicedo first. Let's see how much money we're going to spend on him. And then from there, we can deal with another midfielder or the striker situation or the goalkeeper situation. And it seems like Chelsea are very adamant on that. Whether you agree with it or not, that's the strategy.
But I keep going back to this. The goalkeeper, for me, should be, ironically, a number 1 issue to solve.
Sure.
Because it's the first part of your everyone talks about it, the spine. It's the first point of your spine. Sort a goalkeeper out. It can be a good goalkeeper can be at your club for a minimum 7 years, right? In sticks, maybe longer sometimes, depending if you're lucky, like we were a Czech, something like that. So 5 to 7 years. So this whole point, let's get by another season with Kepa. No. Let's not limit our ambitions. Let's not limit Poch. Let's give him what if he wants a new goalkeeper. Because remember, I don't know if you heard it the way. There's no report saying he's really backing Kepa. It's all that he's willing to work with Kepa, which isn't an endorsement of him being a number 1 at all, or his good goalkeeper. But if this pops up, which again, let me caveat this with saying I don't believe this will happen. By the way. I don't believe we will sell Kepa, but if there's an opportunity to, I think you have to
You know
take
what?
it because
This is a good point too, right here. This comment. So there might you could take this with a grain of salt for this reason
yes,
as well.
yeah. That's why I say I don't think it will happen.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think it will happen. That's all. I just don't think it will happen. I think it's a dream. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, us getting Donnarumma out of this is a pipe dream for sure. And them getting
I'm very surprised by it.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised he doesn't like Donnarumma.
One thing I was gonna.
Even if there's deficiencies in Donnarumma's game, like with his distribution or something, his saving and stuff like that is very good. I would like to be just working as okay. Well, here's an idea. Why don't you task your goalkeeping coach to work with his distribution then? Why don't you just do that?
Yeah.
Because you've got to generate a maybe generational goalkeeper. Remember, he's only like 21, 22, something like that. I mean,
he's done a lot in that time as well. He's done a lot.
I've got a question that's not to do with goalkeepers, yeah?
Before you do that, then I have a question to do with Kepa, and that's are any of you guys curious what this goalkeeping coach that Pochettino brought in may do for Kepa's
he's lost
goalkeeping abilities?
There's four
you're at that point, okay.
There's four goalkeeping coaches on staff. You know that, right? There's four of them. There's four goalkeeping coaches.
I thought there was a single one that he brought over with his team.
He did. No.
He did bring one.
They had a couple. They had a couple there to begin with. Then
Sure.
Potter, they kept the guy Potter brought over from Brighton, right?
Yeah.
And Potter's bringing his own guy, as you would. So there's actual four goalkeeping coaches. So if four goalkeeping coaches at the same time can't help Kepa, then nothing will help Kepa.
Okay, fair enough. Ahmed, what were you gonna say, brother?
I've got a question. I saw this on Twitter today. Someone said, "Who is better, Noni Madueke or Callum Hudson-Odoi?"
Do we even have to answer that?
Yeah, is that really like? Is that really
Joe
a question?
who get like one goal in the Bundesliga?
Bro, I'm tired, bro. I'm just tired, bro. It's just tired, man. Let's move on.
There's a legitimate chance that Madueke could overtake Cho's entire goal contributions or goal scoring this season. Cho's done in
his
4
whole
years.
career. Yeah.
His whole career at Chelsea.
Remember, he had like 4 goals in 4 years. Remember,
Madueke's already on 1 goal. To be honest, so you know.
Free to go, man. Free to go.
Jesus Christ! I can't believe you even asked us that. I almost don't want to invite you back on the show
There's
ever
weird
again.
stuff. It's like I told you a few minutes. Like I told you 10 minutes ago, there was a story like William was offered to Chelsea. This is how weird
Yeah.
Twitter is. You know what I mean? It's like it comes up with weirdness. It's like who's better, this shit player or this shit player? Well, not Madueke shit, but you know what I mean? It's like who's better? Who's better in their prime? Who cares? They're shit. You know what I mean? Even in their prime, they're shit. And has Cho ever? Did you say prime Cho? Is that what you said?
I just said Cho.
Oh, about to say, I've said prime. Cho's not been around long enough to have a prime. You know what I mean? It's been like
he had potential. That's it. I thought he could have done well, when he's 18 years old or whatever. I think it's 2018, wasn't it? Under Sarri, yeah. I thought he could have done well. I didn't want to sell to Bayern for 35 million either because how good he was looking. But then that injury came along and he's nowhere near the same, at all.
That's an interesting. That's it. You know what, Curry Pirate? That's very interesting. That's what he's put here. Musical chairs. Chelsea sell Kepa to PSG. We buy Flame Magnon from AC Milan, and they re-sign Donnarumma. Do you know what? I don't know if you're being serious or not, Curry Pirate, but that's not. You know what? You couldn't rule something like that out in the transfer market. You couldn't rule it out, even if Donnarumma goes back on loan or something to AC Milan or something like that. You could not actually rule that out. I don't think it will happen because I don't think we will sell Kepa because we'll price him out or the story's not true.
Is it going wrong for Donnarumma at PSG?
No, I think no, but it's just. But the problem is, remember, it's like, and trust me, there's different levels. You know when Pep went into City, and he went, nah, Joe Hart, nah, not my goalkeeper, stuff like that. It just happens. You just play. Managers go in and they just don't fancy. Remember Mourinho when he came back in 13, just didn't fancy Juan Mata. then ironically then used him more at Manchester United, which really pissed me off. You know what I mean? It's like you sell a worthy 2-time Player of the Year, and then
I was so upset when we saw them.
Oh, that was made. You want to be upset? I wish football was around then. You would have seen me really upset. There right now.
That's a player worthy to be upset, not fucking Mason Mount.
53 GNA by himself. 53 GNA the previous season, 12-13. By himself. By himself, 53 GNA.
That's what our fan base act like Kai Havertz does, man. That's what they act
listen, man.
19
you know what? You know who Seth was? He was one of those guys. You know, like if you have, like how in comic books, they used to have this back page where you'd have like readers would come like writing comments about like the latest issue. That's probably what you probably want to do, Seth. For football, right?
No, I wasn't like that. You mocking bastard. It wasn't like that. Something like that. You insulting prick. No, but I was pissed.
Yeah.
But you know.
I was big news when I heard about it.
You think
fake news did exist back then too. Yeah,
I
but
agree. I don't think the link is there. I really don't.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense when they said
it came out of nowhere too.
Right, but
out of nowhere.
It's like it's legit when you read it. If you didn't see the end, if you just read it like that, like you're supposed to, right? And then you go, oh, they linked it. Or they could be looking at Lloris and David and you go, at least it's all credibility. Why would you if you don't rate Donnarumma's ball playing skills or something like that, whatever you turn your knees, then why would you go for David De Gea and Lloris? Why would you go like?
I would go for the guy who literally left out of the club.
Veteran goalkeepers who aren't good at distribution. So why would you do that?
I mean, I will say before we close this out, does anyone want to talk about Mason Mount's performance today?
No, we need to move on.
Yes.
We need to move on.
Yes, I do. But not about his performance. About Chelsea fans watching it
I didn't even bother. I totally forgot.
Can I just say, guys, he's not our player anymore. Move on. And by the way, Man United have enough fans of their own to do fail comps for themselves. We don't need to help them. Okay, it was a pre-season game. The funniest comment was, I think it was on this chat or someone else, that they actually messed up by not having them go against Norwich in the pre-season game because he would have pulled out. But I just move on, guys. Just move on, okay? I think the Chelsea fans that are obsessed with this are the ones who back this guy in the first place. The mineral munchers, essentially.
I really
they're
honestly,
upset that their false profit is left. Their false profit is left. That's what it is. False profit.
I will say I completely forgot that was the thing I could watch for.
Marshall, I know you're going to. I'm not going to even watch our preseason games. So let alone.
I will.
I know you.
I thought you were going to say Arsenal. I was going to say what you called me red-handed.
By the way, there's an Arsenal game in the UK. There's an Arsenal game tomorrow. I know that will be brought up, but Kai's like stuff like that.
I'll be watching that.
Listen, I don't watch any.
I'm curious.
I generally don't watch any opposition games unless, like, obviously it's in the league, like, or when it's the league. But for not
the Premier League. Yeah.
I'm just curious. Is he gonna
for me, bro?
Bottle more?
I'm watching Wrexham next week Wednesday. Don't you worry about that. I'll be watching that for sure. But
But anyways, boys,
300K a week, bro.
That's our thoughts on 300K a week. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. We're gonna go ahead and raid the famous Sarcasm City. Be sure to copy and paste that raid message over in that chat. I'll be there, so I'll see you guys over there as usual. Show them some love. But that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you are smashing that like button. Be sure you're also subscribing to the channel because we are, I'm going to look this up right now. How many subs are we away from that 2K mark? We are, about 35 away from hitting that. 2K mark, and then we're gonna have a special stream planned for you guys to enjoy. But as always, thank you guys for all the support you guys show us. Smash the likes, it helps the algorithm. Subscribe, check out that bell notifications so you don't miss out when we do go live. Sometimes we go live off a schedule, so you don't want to miss that. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Be sure to also check out the links in the description. We got Winner Surfer's Twitter right there. We got the Casually FC one. We got Ahmed and his channel finally hitting 250 subscribers. Took you long enough, Ahmed.
260. Get it to 260, man. Get it to 260.
Yeah. So
please,
big up,
please.
Ahmed. But also be sure to check out the Discord, all that stuff. We have a fun community there. We're always chatting shit in the Discord. And yeah, check out all the other stuff. Leave a comment. Cook Ahmed in the comments. Cook Ahmed in the comments. Ahmed, you should check out the comments more often. You do get cooked frequently, more than all of us. Yeah. But yeah, check out the comments section below. Leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the show. And yeah, memberships. Oh yeah, memberships, of course. Check out the memberships, 4 tiers starting at 99p. Shout outs to our proper casual and higher tiered members, and that's going to be Winner Surfer, OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Scott, and Adrian. Thank you guys so much for the support, and thank you guys for all you guys who are members that support the channel. It does help out the channel tremendously. It helps keep the lights on, and it helps keep this thing that we call Casually FC running. But all right, guys, I'm gonna leave you at that. Go hang out with our boy Sarcasm City and Flawless. So Flawless at Sarcasm City, and we'll catch you next time for the next Casually FC. All right, later, guys. Stay casual.